Hello.
Oh!
Hello.
James is last. I did it again.
James is muted still.
Oh,
No,
come on,
he's
James.
Hidden. He's hidden. He's hidden.
Oh,
He's back. He's going to be furious. His mic's
now
on.
he's muted.
Unmute
Now he's-
yourself. Special needs child.
Oh, he wasn't actually talking. He was just doing angry animation. Look at that. Good action.
I told you all.
Not
Nobody
really.
told me about that thing in the control room thing. Nobody has ever mentioned that thing to me, ever. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
And it's been a
So
mystery
when
for
we
like
said
7
hide
weeks.
yourself before the broadcast, you didn't know what we meant. Right, anyway,
On
pass
a
over
need
to
to know
Richard.
basis.
Richard!
Yo.
Come on, do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RDAs show, episode 112.
Yay!
No Brad tonight, I'm afraid.
Oh.
What's up with Brad?
Me and him don't get on, so you're never going to see us on the same show.
Yeah. He's a funny one. He is a bit funny, isn't he, that Brad?
No, that's not the reason. He is, as James mentioned last week, I was involved in a legal battle, and couldn't be on the full show. I inadvertently implicated Brad in my testimony, and he's suffering the same consequences that I did.
That's bad.
Well, yeah, but it was inadvertent.
Was it the Brad from Neighbours one? No, was it?
Is he the one that got sat on by a horse?
I can't remember. Maybe.
No, that was Steve Irwin.
Oh, yeah.
No, he was killed by a stingray. Not.
No, he was sat on by a horse,
Thunderbirds.
Steve Irwin. Google it. It's a cover-up. What a way to go, eh?
Poor bastard. He should have at least been eaten by a crocodile, for fuck's sake. I mean, that would have been a way to go for him, wouldn't it?
Sat on by a horse.
His dream, his absolute dream.
Mm.
To see the inside of the croc.
He never trusted those horsies. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. On tonight's show, we will be looking at some things that remind you of vaping, but they're not really vaping at all. In a feature that we'll be doing later on called Travava. Also, there'll be a mod showcase. There'll be a brand new feature called Hot or Not. Is it brand new, or did you do it last week?
It's brand new.
Brand new.
A brand new feature called Hot or Not. There'll also be another feature. What's another feature that we've got?
Getting to know James.
Get to know James a little bit more later on as well. Let's just dive straight in because we tend to try and keep these hand checks succinct, don't we? So let's just fly straight in.
Yeah.
John, how's your week been?
Yes.
What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping on? And what's the thing you would buy from a supermarket if you were looking to impress a first date?
It's pretty good. I like that. Pretty good. That's the lot, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. That's a super big bottle of Brewdog, or you're really tiny. I'm not sure.
A little from column A, a little from column B.
How's it been? Really good. I had Monday off. Everybody did. New Year's, wasn't it? And then back on Tuesday. It's been really good. At work. I got the second cold. You know, it's like at the moment it's usually going around like the first cold, which is really bad, and then the second one, which is a bit shit. It's like the sequel. It's the man flu. The sequel is a bit rubbish. I've got a little bit of a cold, but not enough to say it's a cold. So it's more like it's one of them. Oh, what am I vaping on? I'll do that quite quick. I think I've got Saltnik Cactus punch, so 45 milligram cactus punch on the Chris Scott McKenzie mod with the Origin little on top. That is what I've got. That's kind of made its home on there now.
You're an elite. You're an elitist. If ever I saw one with that setup.
I'm one of those guys, mate. I'm like, fuck it, you know. I know how I roll, and I roll like that. Got that. I got the giggles with the. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, remember that. There's two more coming soon. What did I have for lunch? I laughed at what I had for lunch. What I had for lunch was when I cooked dinner last night. We were going to have sausages, but we decided not to have sausages. But the sausages were defrosted, and we knew we couldn't have them tonight because it was Shelley's. It was my wife's birthday tonight, so we had. No, it wasn't my wife's birthday. It's my father-in-law's birthday. Fucking idiot.
Same thing.
So I knew we weren't going to eat sausages.
You haven't, have you? You haven't mixed those up a lot, have you?
No. So we didn't mix. So we couldn't. So what I decided to do was cook the sausages last night and take them to work today. You know, bit of a snack. So I couldn't be asked to make a sandwich. So I had 4 cold sausages, some falafel, and some oranges. So I had. It's a weird lunch, isn't it?
Well, it's but with the backstory, it's fine.
Sausage à la orange. Is it French? That sounds French.
With falafel. With a bit of falafel.
Yes, fusion.
Yeah.
Street food.
I did also have. There is a fucking thing at Marks and Spencer's. I ate them on Craig's behalf, really. You know, tea cakes, not the bread tea cakes. Everybody chill.
Tonics. No.
No.
Currant buns.
Little marshmallow fella covered in chocolate.
Tonics, tea cakes.
Yeah, tonics.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like that. Well, Marks and Spencer's doing their own one.
They do in a blue wrapper, don't they? They got a blue wrapper, the Marks and Spencer's ones.
But they do in better one now, Rick. They do a tub of mini ones.
Oh,
they are fucking ludicrous. I'm gonna die from eating
tiny. They weren't big to start with.
Yeah, and in a tub, they seem awfully fragile to put in a tub.
You can almost one-man those big ones as it is, can't you?
Yeah,
one-man those. I can one-man a tonics tea cake.
Do they individually foil wrap each miniature?
No, they're all just in there nude.
Just a congealed blob of what was lots.
No, they don't. I don't know what they dust. They dust them with magic fairy dust. They don't stick together.
A plethora
of those delivered by Parcel Force.
They're fucking amazing.
Have you ever removed the biscuit from a tonics tea cake? Removed the biscuit from a second tonics tea cake, and then stuck the 2 marshmallow rounds.
Oh, that's inspired. That's inspired.
I mean, I haven't. That just came just there. I just thought that might be a really great idea. And if I had 2 tonics tea cakes, that's what I'll be doing right now.
It's a Frankenstein of cake.
They're good. Yeah, carrying on with the. So that was my lunch story. That was exciting, right? What did I do? I did that. Didn't do that. Oh yeah. I have a Dacus handmade. Ow! Don't pull the fucking headphones from your ears. Handmade, handcrafted in the UK. Elite. Switchfet Squonker. By that bloke who makes mods, Mike Dacus from Abstract Mods. What's on top? Is a B2K squonking atomizer. I got that free because I'm rich, so they just send me shit. So that was handy.
Cool.
And inside of that is carrot cake by Epistle. It's very nice.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice, that carrot cake.
I really like it. I think that's had carrot cake in it for about a month.
I'd be surprised if there's any of that left at justadnick.co.uk.
I think
there might not be much left. It must be running quite low now on justadnick.co.uk.
Limited stock available.
Limited stock. Look at that. This is a nano. You can barely scan it. You pick it up on the camera. Look how tiny it is.
It's a hideous looking thing, isn't it? You've got to say it's hideous looking. I don't think it is.
I think you're all bullies. I think it's brilliant. This is the Gillette. I'm going with 2.
Gillette.
Gillette Blue 2.
Gilet.
Like Elite.
It's the G Elite.
G on it.
Is it French then?
Gillette 2. No,
That's a body warmer thing, isn't it?
No, I know what you mean.
It's
That's
definitely
not quite the right word.
gilet.
Gilet.
Gillette, that's
Gillette Blue 2.
When did that all of a sudden come about? They were body warmers until about 1997 or something. Then all of a sudden, we don't call them body warmers anymore. They are gilets.
like, we got into a bit. I remember getting into a lot of confusion at work where somebody kept saying to me to see if I could find a supplier for gilet with embroidery on them.
What?
And I said, I don't know what that
A
is.
puffer,
I said,
puffer jacket without arms.
There's such a weird invention. It's like winter in the body, summer in the arms. Who invented that? That is a crazy invention.
Yeah, but then when they showed it,
I
I
never really thought about it, but it is stupid, isn't it?
when I was showed the thing that I was supposed to be trying to procure, I said, body warmer, that is. And they went, no, gilet. And I went, what?
It is the
Do you mean
best
the
a man
thing that
can
looks
get.
like a body warmer?
I still swear by them though, the Blue 2s. You can spend your money on 10 blades, but the old Blue 2's still got it for me. Look, it don't work too well, though, does it?
The Mac 3.
That's it. On top of another, I just realised, on top of another Gillette jingle gallet on top of the Dacus flask. It's quite hard to keep it in shot as well.
I know, it's a bit of a silly thing. You can vape that when it's on the floor.
Do you know what, though? It's a really good vape. And I just want to thank Mr. Mark Todd, who's another elitist. He sent it to me.
He likes that, actually, doesn't he? He had it up at Fest, I
And
remember.
Expo. The
Very
return.
kindly lent it to me, but it's going back. It's only on loan. But
He
it
does.
is
He does like that big one.
wicked. It really puts out the clouds as well. If I was in a supermarket and I had to impress a first date,
Links.
I'm a really weird bloke. I know it would be something really, really weird. I think
A wheel of cheese.
no weirder.
Cop a load
Do you know
of this
what I
one.
was thinking I was thinking just randomly showing up with, I'm going to say 8 to 12 pineapples. I think that would let them know what they were getting into. If you just turned up with like,
I believe that's what you'd do. That'd work for you, John, I reckon.
I think I would do that.
Worked with Shelley, didn't it? Worked with Shelley.
The old pineapple trick.
Yeah.
I don't do pineapples. I've done loads of weird stuff. That's nothing.
You'd have to take your own bag. Maybe it's a bag for life. Pineapples would pierce their normal 5p ones, especially a big bag of pineapples. You'd have to.
I'd probably just put £1 in a trolley and then just have it. Just keep it, because that is. You fuck around with a 5p bag, you can get a trolley for £1.
And you can make a barbecue from it after as well.
Exactly, and that's a £1. I don't know how they make any money on those trolleys. They're £1.
Yeah, the lost leader.
Just
That
take
one.
the trolley,
Yeah.
wheel it round with the pineapples in it, and to be honest, tell her she can keep it if you wanted it.
That'll do it.
Yeah, and that would be good because then, she can keep it. If she doesn't want it, return it.
Get £1.
£1 back.
Awesome.
James, how's your week been? What are you vaping up? No. How's your week been? What did you have for lunch?
Lunch.
What are you vaping on? And have you ever swum? And I mean, so swum. This does not count baths. Have you swum nude? And if so, where?
Good evening, John. They are some
Evening.
excellent questions that I was not prepared for. I say that there as well. I was sarcastic, and I was really actually prepared for it, but I wasn't prepared for that at all. In fact, I'm not prepared at all. I was literally writing things down in there while you were talking there, John. I'm terribly sorry. I was very rude. I've had a good week. It has been not too bad, considering it's the week after Christmas, and I don't really celebrate New Year because, I'm getting on a bit now, and I'm not all drinking all night sort of thing. That doesn't happen. I say the New Year in, I watch a bit of Jules, and I go to bed. But it's been a good week.
That is celebrating the New Year. Not celebrating the New Year is going to bed.
Jules Holland is the New Year's Eve party, isn't it?
It was a bit meh this year. Normally, when I don't watch Jules very often, but it seems as though every time I watch Jules Holland, I discover somebody who I've never seen before, and I'm like, oh, and I love this.
Do you not think?
And I didn't have that this year.
There's a little bit with Jules Holland where I just think if they could just have a guy just off camera with, like with a sniper at the back of the studio. Yeah, that would be fine. That would work. A lead or a sniper at the back of the studio. Jules, if you try and interrupt and tell people shit about you, he's going to shoot you in the face. No one cares. Shut the fuck up. Oh, and no music is improved by honky tonk piano. So just let the artist play.
I like Jules Holland and his.
I like Jules. The only thing I discovered on New Year's Eve, and this blew us away because I am such a gullible fool. It's recorded like before Christmas. I was like, it's not live. How would it not be? And then of course that just makes perfect sense because you're not getting these people to rock up on actual real New Year's Eve because that's probably during the day sometime mid-December.
But one thing I will give you, I think you get some acts they've had on in the past have been amazing. They've done like a wicked little live set. They have Chaz and Dave on here, didn't they?
Chaz and Dave are actually really amazing musicians.
I totally agree. I am totally with you on that one.
Yeah, they are properly good.
What do they sound like with the guy from Squeeze vamping over them?
like honky tonk Chaz and Dave.
But they're session musician. He's a session musician, isn't he? I mean, he does lots of other things with other bands.
Jules
I know what you need. A little bit of honky tonk piano.
But what's that love song that they're doing also?
No Pleasing You.
No Pleasing You. That is genuinely a proper pop song.
Turn That Noise Down. That's the best song they've done. If you haven't heard it, you've got to find it.
Hasn't you? Anyway, so that was me New Year's. I did destroy the Christmas. We had a real Christmas tree this year, and I destroyed the real Christmas tree yesterday in around about 50 because I hated the real Christmas tree. I don't know if you ever had a real Christmas. Are you a real Christmas tree fan?
We have a real one every year.
It stunk of pine, obviously.
That's what I like about it. That's what's good about it.
Well, I quite liked it, and it's like, you bring it in, and you go, and it smells like Christmas, but just 4 weeks of pine constantly. It's like
that was your choice. That's not Christmas's choice. 4 weeks of smelling of pine. 2 weeks.
You can get if you get the broadleaf Christmas tree, it doesn't smell as much or at all, and it doesn't drop the needles anywhere.
This was the stinkiest, droppiest Christmas tree in the world. It was wonky. I mean, it was.
You didn't buy it from stinkydroppytrees.com.
We didn't. We bought it from the fruit shop, which is where you buy them from.
Oh, mate, can I have 12 pineapples? And you doing anything with that Christmas tree?
So we bought them from the fruit shop. That's what you do around here. You buy them from the fruit shop. Because the trees are fruit, isn't it? There's more fruit than eggs or salad. I'll tell you that much for now. Yesterday, I destroyed it with an axe. And I thought, what I'll do is I'll put it in the incinerator. I've got one of them incinerator bins. And I thought, I'll burn it. I'll set fire to this mother.
And that'll smoke a lot.
Oh, man, the smoke and the crackling and the smoke. I got about 3 branches and I was like, no, I can't.
I like the fact that up north, a brazier is an incinerator.
We call it an incinerator. I call it an incinerator as well.
Definitely
it's
not
a dustbin with holes, isn't it?
It is. It's a big alley dustbin.
Brazier.
My dad used to burn stuff in the garden. We don't do it now, but my dad used to burn stuff in the incinerator.
Bury it.
Bury the tree.
That was a joke. So it was a bit of a joke to Richard. Actually, it was very random.
So that was the end of I basically, when the tree comes down and the decorations come down, I go, that's Christmas, that is done. So that was Christmas done, and I killed the tree. And then obviously this week we've had the fish thing. And I know you've not seen the fish. I'm going to just give us one. Well, I'm all plugged in. I can't really move you around. I'll get the fish. Just hold on one second.
Fish gate.
I've got so the fish came. Oh, the fish. So it seems it's lively. It's lively. So the fish, Bob came. Yeah.
Oh, it lived then. Parcel Force didn't kill it then in the box.
No! Actually, it's not that big, and it came through the letterbox. And it's funny because when normal vape mail or whatever comes through the door, you hear it. Is this the net? This was more of a spoosh. So Bob came to the output. Put Bob back there. So that was good. That was my week. That was my week basically. So what am I vaping on? I'm vaping on the usual. I am vaping on the Lucas, elitist Lucas, with the Hellfire and the Hellfire. In there, I haven't got my normal in there. What I have got is some Cassandra Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Cassandra Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's can only be one reserve, isn't it? Or can only be reserve.
That is the one with the nuts. Absolutely, that's Cassandra's with nuts. And
Cassandra's with nuts.
And it's nice. It's nice. I only mixed it around about 6 o'clock tonight, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that. That's in the Lucas. I've got me Chris Scott McKenzie with some secret Sawyer's juice in there, and I'm pretty much the same as last week. And I've got the IM356 with a No Fear plug-in on the top, and in there is something delicious. It's mango lassi. It's nice.
Oh. And no tobacco juice this week.
Nothing I've just took the tobacco out of the Lucas and replaced it with the Cassandra Obi-Wan Kenobi Reserve. Just for a change.
Why not? And why not?
Yes, why not indeed. So that was that. I have had a little bit of. I've got nothing for myself vape mail wise, but today I got a little bundle from Colin Albans off the group. He sent us some stuff for me little mother. Sent us a couple of Nautiluses and some. So thank you very much, Colin. I've got a big one, a little one, Nautilus wise. The cage, and then remember the knob tank.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Look at that. Yeah, there's a knob.
Sent us the knob tank, so
Here's a real knob.
I'll enjoy passing that on, and the conversation that goes along with it. So that's where I'm vaping up. I'm drinking.
I think you should just give it to her and see if she notices. So hot. But that's impossible. That's
you bad man. You bad man. What am I? Did you say what am I drinking? I'm drinking Rick and Morty batters. And what was the question? The question was, lunch. I had a sandwich for lunch. I feel as though I feel so disorganised this evening. It's been such a busy day. Tending to Bob, obviously, you understand, getting them all set up. I had a sandwich for lunch. I didn't have ham salad. I had ham with pickles and mustard, and it was delicious.
Lovely.
And no cheese with those pickles. I mean, you'd think the pickles are more of a cheese.
It was sliced. I call it pickle because that's really the American. It's sliced gherkin, sweet gherkin.
I do like slicing up a gherkin.
Okay,
but it's the pre-sliced.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but they always seem to use that wavy knife when the pre-sliced gherkins for some reason.
That's not actually. It's because the bloke who works there's cop. Why am I carrying on?
What are you going to say?
I'm going to stop. Thank you.
No, they crinkle cut your gherkins. Is that what?
They crinkle cut your gherkins, yeah.
You know why they do? You know why they do that? It's an obvious reason.
Why
it bulks out the jar.
It does bulk out the jar, yeah.
That's a cunning.
Oh, but think about it as well. Probably stops them sticking together as well.
Double whammy.
Unless the grooves merge in the right position, then it will actually increase the stickiness because there'll be more surface area.
One tiny gherkin at the bottom. That's it.
Wow, pickle science! I like it. So that's what I had for lunch, and I have.
I was going to say, Greg Harris is a wanker because he knew what I was going to say and typed it in chat anyway.
Let's have a little look. If I click on this, I don't go away. Am I still here?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still there. That's bad. Anyway. So I have.
Wait. There, we've got another pickle gate. Right, it's gherkins, but Trevor Larkin says pickles are a vegetable. They're not. They're cucumbers are fruit, and therefore a gherkin is a fruit. It's fruit.
It's true. It's true. That's true fact. That
Pickle Rick.
Just like a courgette or a pumpkin.
Yes,
or any squash.
Yeah.
So I had ham fruit salad. Ham
fruit salad.
Eggs.
You could have chucked a tomato in there. Would have been a fruit as well. Boom. Bit of pepper. Still a fruit.
Chuck an egg in it. It'd have been a salad then.
Tomato, fruit.
Well,
good ham and tomato, like a pizza.
I do love these conversations.
Sorry.
Not strictly vaping, no.
I have never swam naked. I have always worn a costume. That's 1930s.
What did you go as? Batman.
I've always worn a costume. Yeah. Is that a bucket list thing?
Like Delboy and Rodney coming out of the sea.
Yeah.
I wear my speedos.
I don't know, James. I was just asking. I too have never swum nude. I just thought of it as a funny question.
I've never seen the knee. I don't know. Maybe especially in the
sea's really hot.
I don't
know.
You
can't really subject people at a swimming pool to you being nude, can you? I mean, you might do it in the sea.
That's not strictly illegal, is it?
It was where I did say outside of your house, and the bath didn't count, but you could have said anywhere else.
Yeah. No, I've never swum in the nude, and definitely not in a swimming pool. And that newspaper article was not true. So that's the end of my. Is that the end of me? I'm done there, aren't I?
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Rich, get up.
You said what you've been on.
Yeah, I did. Did you not say?
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
Lots of really tiny RDAs.
No. That's not true. Look, 14. Look, that's 14. Look, that's 20. That's massive. And 22. Look at that. Add them together. That's 42 together there.
Yeah, 20. That 22 one's a bit short though.
It is a little. About
it's making up for its girth with its height.
And I'll be honest with you, it has got a single coil reducer in there, so it's only really half of a 22. So that's an 11.
That's not really vaping, is it?
No sense in overdoing it.
I'm going to buy Rick. I'm going to buy a goon, and then you'll be sorry because I'll be so cloudy in here. You're so cloudy, and I'll be going through the juice, and I'll be coughing and then spluttering. And
the thing is, when you get so much juice like we do, being elitists and famous, you have to use a cloudy hattie to get through, or have a go at getting through it.
Yeah, true, very true.
And my recycling bin is so filled with bottles, it's unbelievable. That has nothing to do with my drink problem. Anyway, Rich.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How has your week been? What are you vaping on? What are you drinking? Are you drinking? I know some people have drinking that. I've heard rumours of a dry January, which seems
new.
Seems weird. What did you have for your lunch? I know your fans will want to know. And what are you drinking? What are you vaping? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? How's your week been? If any, is there a childhood toy in your memory brain that you fondly miss, fondly remember, and you would maybe purchase on eBay if you saw one kind of coming up cheap, something like that?
My week's been okay. It's nice to get back to normal. Christmas wasn't particularly good.
Why?
That's sad.
Freddie was really, really, really poorly.
Oh no!
So totally.
Is he all right now?
Yeah, he's absolutely fine now. Perked up 2018. Yeah, I don't, it just changes everything, doesn't it? When your kid is not well, all your plans go out the window, and so it was a bit of a disaster. I think we'd really overinvested in it psychologically as well. So there was no Christmas that could have lived up to the Christmas we had in mind. But this week's been fine. Nice to get back to work and to normality. Freddie's on the mend, etc.
Good.
And yeah, so that's the week that was. Yes, I'm drinking on Slot Machine from Brewdog, the least rated Brewdog possibly, but I like it.
I've never had it. I think no.
Is that
Slot
fruit
machine.
Slot
Slot Machine. It's the
not
red
tried
rye
it.
IPA.
Oh, I've had one of those red rye ones. It was all right.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah.
For lunch, I had mixed pepper Uncle Ben's rice.
Oh, good lad. Back on track then.
Yeah, back on track with a packet of. I wouldn't normally do this, but a packet of chili Doritos,
Crunched up and on top for a little
normal, British single person bag.
Did you crunch them up and sprinkle them on there for a bit of texture?
More of a scoop. Did you scoop?
Yeah, I scooped a few, not all. I wanted to savour both contrasting flavours individually.
So it's sort of like a sort of burrito-y Mexican affair then, really, wasn't it?
Like a chili?
Yeah,
What was that with the chili?
Felt a bit Mexican.
More fusion cooking.
Like a burrito, really, wasn't it? I mean, that's all a tortilla is a tortilla deep fried, isn't it? So the tortilla chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's a
it's good.
deconstructed burrito.
Yeah. My local Mexican, also known as BP petrol station.
Like that. Good choice in petrol station as well.
The crack is superb today.
Pump 4 has got the hand gloves. Yes, so that was that. What was the question? What was the special question?
Did you have a favourite toy as a kid that you kind of missed?
No.
He didn't really have a childhood.
He was born a man.
It's
They've been putting them in chat, all excited. I think they're really waiting for one.
And if you really want one,
really looking forward to Freddie being of the age where Scalextrics is a thing.
I've got one that I could say that I really miss.
Go on, Rick.
Evil Knievel.
Oh yeah, the jumping
that's
over
right.
the
You
thing.
Evil Knievel.
Yes, with the ramp and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm too young for Evil Knievel, so there's no way. Richard, I've seen it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I lost all my
But
toys. I lost all my toys when I was
80s program.
when I was a teenager. I lost all my toys.
In the fire.
Yeah. I had a
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah, I was playing with some candles in my bedroom, and the house caught alight, and I burnt everything that was in my bedroom. I gutted the bedroom, and I had no toys.
Oh.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
My sister thought someone was having a shower because she was in her bedroom, but because she saw all this smoke, she thought it was steam, but it was me just trying to kill her when I was younger.
So were you in the bedroom during fire?
I wasn't. No, I just put a little candle on the shelf, like playing with matches and stuff, and I went downstairs. I was having my breakfast, and the wax and stuff was dripping off the shelf and caught the bedroom alight.
And that was it. Your parents went, "No more toys for you, you little fucker."
Well, I was sort of at that age where you stop getting toys. I was at secondary school. I was about 13 or 14, and it sort of I was, they sent me out to work after that. You're a man now. You can set fire. They made me pay housekeeping after that. So
After you tried to kill everyone.
I had to go working after that. Yeah.
In a hardware shop. Selling 4 candles.
I really wasn't expecting that story. Sorry.
It's a true story. I remember it was awful. It was really bad, man. The fire in
I know it's
my
really
mum,
bad.
because we grew up on a
Sorry.
council estate. We had no money as youngsters. My mum, when there's a fire, that's an opportunity to burn a few other things and get some insurance money.
Yeah.
So I think she had she threw a few things in there as well. So it turned out all right, really. She probably did quite well out of it.
Aren't you meant to keep them but say that they burnt?
Sorry?
Aren't you meant to keep them but say that they burnt?
Yeah, I'm getting mixed up because we had another fire in the kitchen. My mum caught a chip. She's got the chip pan, alight, caught alight. So she burnt some other things in the garden to show that they were damaged and got the insurance on them.
The chip pan is a classic fire. It's a real, especially from the 70s and 80s. It's a real classic fire.
The chip pan fire. Oh, yeah. You've got to have the old chip pan.
The thing is that I remember discussing. I was talking to a lot of my family are from Tottenham, Enfield, kind of way, and we were talking.
Oh, they're classic. They're known for the insurance board. They are.
We were talking about that. We were talking about exactly that. Though she was saying, she said, "Do you remember the old burgle thing?" And I started laughing because they used to pick who was going to get burgled.
You could have a book on it, couldn't you? All through the whole estate, you could have the book on the burgling book.
And then they used to write down, as much stuff as you could do. You kind of all move all your stuff out, then kick your own front door in, and then ring the police and write a big list of what we're missing.
Yeah, it's pretty not standard where I grew up. That sort of behaviour.
Pretty standard Enfield kind of thought.
Anyway,
vaping on this evening. Vaping on this. This is the Asmodus Spruza.
Spruza.
I don't like the button thing.
It's that is the leather.
What's the other side?
Oh, that bit.
It's not a very big squonk hole, is it? There's a tiny squonk hole.
It's a lever, so you pull it down to
Does it work?
squonk.
No.
It's a pump action squonk gun.
Does it work?
It's another thing that doesn't need to be changed, isn't it, really?
So you've got to your billet box-esque tank, your battery, and then you squonk action.
All right.
Say it again. Does it work?
Well, here's the thing. It's actually mine. It catapults juice into my RDA incredibly well, and mine is working incredibly well. However,
good.
There are a lot of reports of the pump action failing over time.
That's what killed Grandma.
Indeed. So what I'm really trying to break it as much as possible in the hope that it breaks. But I can, it's a thing. But mine is absolutely fine so far. Absolutely fine. It's got the Minikin V2 style board, so a little bit of touch screen action. 85 watts single 8650 regulated affair. It's genuinely working really well. Obviously 60 watts on a single cell doesn't last long, and it sags quite quick and that stuff. But when your battery's fully charged, it's working very well indeed. It's a thing, isn't it? What can we say? I'm sort of just waiting to see how well it stands up. But right now, it's pumping. Is it still squonking? If it's in that way,
does it make the noise?
No.
I suppose it is. If it's bottom feeding, then it's
squonking. Bottom feed, that's for sure.
I think they missed a bit of a trick with the tiny tank there. They could make that tank any shape they like. They could literally fill every single gap of that mod with tank. It could be a big wonky tank that fills all the gaps. You could have 15-20 mils in there. Is it like 6 or 8 mils or something on the Asmodus?
I must say it's very easy to refill, and you're opening it up to change the battery anyway.
But I suppose, I suppose.
But you are right. It is a surprisingly small tank for such a big device.
So what we're saying is it should have 2 batteries and at least a 10 mil tank in it.
I can't believe, like James, I agree, they could fit double the size tank without even changing the dimension. Because the pump device takes up more space than the tank.
You know what they could do? They could always just put a door on it with a squidgy bottle that you squeeze your finger through.
Yeah, that's not innovation, though, is it?
Well, you'd get more juice in your mod, though, wouldn't you?
I don't know how to feel about it. Any of it. That's why I'm a shit reviewer.
It's good to see innovation, But it's a shit innovation. But good on them for trying.
Yes, and it's got those stab panels that we all know and love.
The elitist panel.
Nothing quite like a stab panel. And it's very expensive, actually, as well.
How much?
Yes. Well, it's peanuts for us but
For other people.
Yeah, other people would be very expensive. It's very expensive for other people.
Expensive for the normal people, you mean?
Yeah, three monkeys at least.
Right.
So
What's a monkey now? I've forgotten now. I know I'm a southerner, but
I don't know. Is it 50?
Isn't that a bullseye?
Monkeys good, isn't it?
Okay. Also vaping. This. I'm just waiting for this to saturate slightly.
Well, I was thinking of that juice a minute, and you said 3 monkeys. Is that juice? No, it's 12 monkeys, isn't it? That's expensive stuff, though. Yeah.
Also vaping on this.
Quid.
This is the RX
500 quid.
21700 Joule 21700 200 watt mod from Wismec. So it's the same as the other ones, but they've now put 21700s in it.
So they're now becoming slightly more available this year. Apparently, well, really, Mooch is saying about them, but they're not really available now, are they? Hardly.
No.
And I've got one. I got one off of Norbert, but it was about 6 amps or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only got it for size.
The usual suspects have them, you know, iJoy and stuff.
Well, I don't bother with those. They'd be shit if they're from iJoy, but it's not elitist enough.
Say no more. Say no more. And I'm also vaping on this. This is a Squonker made by Scott Bonner. Turnwood effects.
True elitist.
Beautiful as well.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It's very, very good.
We had it. Didn't we have it on the mod showcase as well?
Yes, this was originally mod showcased.
Yeah. Did we showcase it when you were last week when you weren't here? Was it?
Oh, I don't know. I think I was. Oh, yeah. Yes, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
These you'll be able to tell us more, Rick. But these feeding tubes, they're good, aren't they? These metal.
Yes.
tubes.
Yeah. They. I got those. I made those because there was a need. And
what? So what were people saying?
Well, it was a need we saw. Chris Scott has always made his mods with a metal tube in them,
right?
But there were some, like I've got a GPOV mod up there, and they were. It's got a hole in it because there was no way to get a silicon hose back onto the thing when it's inside a wooden block, back over the 510.
Yeah.
So Chris Scott was doing it with. He's always done it, I think. Did your old Mackenzie have it on?
Yeah.
Did it have a metal tube? Yeah. That's the first time I saw it. And the Pico had one.
It feeds better, I think.
Well, it's not. It's just the convenience of having. If you've got a bottle
whip on and off,
like the ones I've got made with a silicone washer, that you can just push them over there and it seals, so it just pushes in. And the same with the Mike Dacus ones I've got. That's just the best way to do it. So
I do like them. I think there's a noticeable difference in capacity as well. When you push a big fat bit of silicone hose in there, if you almost brim that bottle, you overspill. Whereas you don't overspill at all with the little stainless steel tubes. I would like to see though a little bit of innovation. I'd like to see a couple of tiny little holes in the bottom.
Yeah,
because it does it's very rare it happens. Because I've got a Benji Lint one in there, and I've got a Benji Lint one in the shadow, and very occasionally, not very occasionally it will it'll stick on the bottom of you'll squonk and it'll kind of must depress the bottom of the bottle a little bit. You get a bit of a concave in there. It sticks to the bottom of the tube. And there's no way for that air to come out. You've got to kind of like. There is a
way around this, and Scott was actually discussing this, and we had a bit of a chat on the group about this. If you sort of grind away, you don't want a sharp angle because danger appears in the bottle. But if you cut it at 45 and then grind that round, it will do the same as a silicone hose would.
Well, I thought of putting just a tiny little 1 milli hole in one side or whatever, and that would just near the bottom. I thought that would.
I think that'd be worth doing. I do notice it. It does sometimes get stuck on the bottom if you push the bottle in too far. You find yourself pulling the bottle away from the bottom of the tube, don't you? When
and I'm not complaining, because I think they are better. Like I say, because capacity, there is so many bottles out there at the minute, isn't it? And capacity, I think, is a bit of a premium. If somebody's offering us an extra mil, then I'll probably because a lot of the silicone bottles are fairly similar nowadays. There's a lot now. It's not like when the BFX first came out, the Sunbox ones, and that was all you were getting. You had to pay 20 odd quid for them. Being there I am.
You're not going to. I mean, those horse brushes don't buy themselves.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Whoa. You were such a mean man. Anyway, so I think that would be a great little. I'm not complaining. I do like them, and I think that would be a great little addition. Just a little 1 milli hole or wherever in the bottom.
Lastly, I'm vaping on the Vulcan, but more interestingly, inside that I have Cassandra, only B1.
Oh, Cassandra. Oh, was it Canini Bar?
Can only
be one.
Can only be one. Can only be one.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Really
got to agree there.
Good. Tomorrow I'll be buying more of this because this just won't be enough. So yeah, I still need to work on the other ones. Still getting my head around the other ones, but this one, I knew this one would be the one because I accidentally licked a little bit when I was filling it up.
Well, I thought it would because I know you like Nata, so I was like, yeah, he's gonna.
This one is so gorgeously sickly, but not so much that you can't continue with it forever. Yeah, lovely dessert vape. Yeah, I can't compare it to anything really. I wouldn't compare it to Nata actually. I don't know. It's just really
there's a slight
gooey loveliness.
Do you know what I'd compare it to? I'd compare it to something like Ice Cream Man juices.
Was you really?
A bit, yeah. I mean, it's more about the
less fruity
cream. It's not so custardy, is it? It's not that custardy.
No, it's more like
the thing that I think it tastes like exactly to me, because I've never had a cannoli, so I have no idea. So the thing, if you have in a really, if you go to an ice cream place, posh one, really elitist one, and you get like some ice cream, and you get a waffle cone. You know, one of those waffle
crispy
cones?
one, yeah, the one, yeah.
That's what it tastes like to me. Waffle cone.
With some vanilla cream in it.
How different is a cannoli to a brandy snap?
I don't know. No brandy, I suppose.
I don't know whether there's brandy and brandy snap. I don't know whether
there is brandy and brandy. Oh no, it's brandy cream inside. Yeah, but they're not. They're baked, not fried. It's fried. I don't fucking know.
I would say this is between custard and ice cream, and it's an it's a cross. It's a hybrid.
A little bit of treacle on it.
It's sweet. It's definitely sweet.
I love it anyway. I love it.
Highly recommend. And it's good. It's good. I'm surprised at how good this is for being 3.5 hours old. It's shocking.
Yeah,
mine was good. Mine was good straight away, straight off the bat.
Which makes me wonder what it's going to turn into in the future.
Yeah, in a fortnight,
a small cat.
Possibly.
God,
I'm also
we're on 50 minutes.
I'm also working on this one, but I'll talk about that next week.
Oh, hey! That looked interesting, didn't it? Did you all see? It was just
I was interested. Very small.
This is your next Vic back.
Yay,
James. Yeah. Okay. So, Rick, how's your week been? What do you have for lunch? What are you vaping on?
Holy fuck! I didn't even remember that we'd still got Rick to go.
Doing well. We're doing really well. Yeah.
We told everyone the show's going to last until 1 in the morning.
Yeah. Crack on. Fuck it.
It won't take long. I'll be quick.
And if you had to live in another country forever, and never come back, which country would it be?
Okay. Well, week's been shit.
Yeah, it has. I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, cool, Rick.
It has. No. I'm keeping a stiff upper lip and I'm getting on with it. But yeah, the 29th, Walter decided it was going to break into my unit at work. So I was looking on the CCTV and you could see Walter going across the carpet and the odd box floating around. So yeah, it was great. I got a phone call the day after that, so on the 30th, to say that we're having problems. Your unit's flooded because we've had a lot of groundwater down here. So I've been dealing with that all week, getting new pumps put in, and we've got some hellish times ahead of us. The whole floor needs to be taken up, and it all needs to be dried out better. So yeah, it's been a bit of a pain this week. Plus, the worst week ever in a whole year of that you can have in business. We've got all the Christmas backlog that we've been trying to get through as well, which hasn't affected that. You know, we're getting through it. We'll be through it by next week. But yeah, bit of a nightmare of a week, but getting on with it.
Yule log.
What?
Backlog. Christmas.
Oh, God,
that's so
bad. That's so bad. Yeah, we've got a Yule log of orders.
Good night. Good night.
Don't forget your coat. Right. What am I drinking? Am I drinking? Yeah, I'm drinking. I wasn't going to drink because I'm going to have a dry January until about 5-10 minutes before we started the show. I thought I'll have some gin. Tonight I'll be mainly drinking gin.
Good
and 7-Up. But no, I'm on a diet. I've got to lose some weight. I've put on some weight doing this show. I'm not walking to work anymore at the new place, and I've got to lose some weight. So the carbs are gone. Carbs are gone, except for tonight on a bit of booze.
Is there a carb, Rick?
Huh?
I don't think there's any carbs in gin.
No, it's carbs in alcohol. There's sugar in alcohol, and that's a carb. So,
okay.
In my eyes, anyway. Yeah. What did I have for lunch? I had something weird for lunch. It was an M&S microwave thing that Annie bought, and it was a courgette laces with chicken and a sort of garlicky, buttery sauce, and it was just a bit weird.
It was spiralized, was it?
Spiralized courgette.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, we quite often get these courgette ribbons and things instead of pasta to, knock the carbs out a bit.
That's a whole special show that we'll do separate.
But I put a whole tub. I put a whole thing of salt onto it, and it was all right. Yeah. And the load and cheese. I found some cheese in the fridge, so I put cheese on it as well. And I've got
like potpourri, isn't it? You're not supposed to.
It's crap in it. People say they like courgettes, but there's nothing to like about courgettes.
They're all right roasted for a long time.
They're all right. They never. Oh, I'm going to go to that restaurant. I'm going to have some courgettes because they're fucking lovely.
Somebody. I think someone's just nailed it in chat by calling it courgette.
It was courgette, really. Yeah, it was an Italian-inspired garlicky, herby butter chicken with courgette.
Like it.
But it's bland as hell and needs seasoning and flavour. So that's what I had for lunch, anyway. What am I vaping on? Right, I'm vaping on. I've got a Rogue with a Goon, and in that I've got Can Only Be One. And we've said about that. It's blooming brilliant. Get some. It's great.
Yeah.
Can Only Be One. I'm looking forward to trying the others. But look, I'm not a custard fan or a vanilla fan particularly, but one day I've used a quarter of the bottle in a day. That's quite a lot for me.
I don't even pay these fuckers to say it.
No, that is. Well, I didn't expect to like it, to be honest. It was like, yeah, I'll try it, and then Bryn will get it, because he likes his vanilla stuff and his custards. Yeah. But it wasn't. I don't dislike custard either. It's just not something I can vape all day.
No.
But no, I have vaped this all day. So
good.
What else? Yeah, Dr. Frost in the Screen mod on another Goon. That Dr. Frost watermelon ice. Still using that. That's nice. That's a great mod. Look out for the parallel that's coming to that. It's going to be good. Oh, and finally, I'm on another. I like Goons, don't I? I like Goons.
That's the Goon.
A Goon on my parallel box with a new button. New button. Look, you haven't seen this button. The brown one. I did this brown one yesterday. So yeah, I've got my new actuators in, and what I did with that It looks quite effective, doesn't it? When I tell you how easy it was to do,
That's
I got a brown sharp.
No, don't break the magic. I could not believe this yesterday.
I'm going to tell them.
Don't tell them, man. Honestly, it is crazy.
That is a brown Sharpie. I coloured in the switch underneath, and then I dropped epoxy onto it, so it's domed over. And I just dropped epoxy onto it, left it overnight, and I've got a nice little brown switch.
The picture you popped up in chat, I presumed it was some sort of coloured resin. It works remarkably well, absolutely remarkably well. Brilliant.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it. I did some other ones as well. They're not dry yet, but I got the kids glitter out earlier and mix up some epoxy, sprinkle some glitter in, mix it up, drop it in there, and they're going to be nice little Christmassy sparkly ones. And I did a really good wooden one, didn't I? That was the nicest one. I got a bit of wood from Chris Scott ages ago, and I made a mod actually. I made this to go on this mod that I made, a Delrin one with that door. I haven't put the button in there yet, but tell you what, look, why not do it? Why not do it, eh?
We've got time to kill.
Yeah, we're not in a rush, are we?
Nah.
No rush.
We're ahead of schedule.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Look, I've put that in there. So yeah, I've got the door on there like that, and now I've got the button that goes on like that as well.
Oh.
So, and this is gonna.
But people can't do this for themselves though, right? These aren't available online.
You'd think people couldn't do it for yourself, but I'll tell you, you can actually do these yourself for no money. For such low money. £4 a switch, bit of epoxy. You could turn it, get a bit of wood. I actually got that piece of wood and shaped it on a piece of sandpaper in front of me and just made a disc, dropped it in, glued it in, then I sanded it off to round it off after. Half an hour.
Where can people go?
That's the question I was going to ask.
For the wood, they can go to Chris Scott, they can go to Scott Bonner, go to any of those guys for the wood.
Where could you buy the switch?
I don't know. Search online for recessed squonker actuator, and you'll find them. But yeah, available now.
www.modmaker.co.uk.
They got them on there as well, I think. Yeah, they're on there too, I believe. So, what else?
What was the question? Last one.
What was the question?
Oh, yeah. What was the question?
You asked it.
Oh yeah, if you could go, you have to go to another country to live forever and never come back. Which country would you go to?
That's an easy one for me because I did do that and I wasn't going to come back. And that would be Australia for me.
Oh, I wrote India in our personal chat.
But I got Australian residency when I was over there because I was going to stay. I came back for a holiday and stayed. So I actually got Australian residency when I was 26.
Have you still got it, or do you get to keep it?
No. It's when you get residency, it's not citizenship, it's residency, and that is a basic. I think it's a 5-year. If you leave you can stay there forever. If you leave the country, you've got to come back within 5 years.
Oh.
And I left and it expired. So.
You met Annie, so you win.
Yes, yeah, I'm happy here. God, everything's great here. You know, make the most of it, don't you?
Yes.
Anyway, should we? We've only done an hour. We've done a whole hour. It's 10 o'clock now. So I think we better go into some news. John, you got any news?
Yeah. I forgot what the script looked like. We've got to scroll down, haven't we? This is picking the folder from the Daily Fail or Daily Fuckwit or Arsehole Tories. I can't remember what it's called. We've got that. E-cigarettes are a gateway to tobacco. Teenagers who use them are twice as likely to smoke, study reveals. I've used this. You can kill the picture now if you want, right? We've done every version of this possible because it's one of those stories that runs and runs and runs. And it keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back. I'm trying to think of the best way, the best analogy of this. But
this is bollocks, isn't it? Completely.
They're not mutual. They're mutually exclusive, aren't they? They don't make any. They don't. It's stupid. That's like saying people who eat Mars bars are twice as willing to rob a car. People who love anal also like drinking orangeade. It's just it doesn't fucking sense.
Well, I've heard that's true, to be honest.
I like RDAs.
Yeah, then they're just such a load of crap. But everybody, I'm not going to do another one of those stories again ever. They're so stupid, and that's the last one.
It's if anyone with half a brain can read that, how can they study that these teenagers are more likely to smoke? Because they're going to go out, they're going to buy a pack of fags, or they're going to vape. So if vaping's more available, they might pick up vape and then go and smoke after. Who knows? But
they're just not connected. It's totally stupid. Craig says he likes orange. I
think we like to say they're not connected, but they are sort of connected, aren't they?
They're not. They are and they're not. The behaviour it might be, but it's incorrect to say it. It's like saying, okay, I might have been a bit far with that, but you could say try drinking vodka neat is likely to try, before the age of 16 is twice as likely to try heroin. That might be true because they're of a risk behaviour, but they don't have anything to do with each other.
It probably is sort of if these kids are wanting to go out and do something like smoking or vaping, they're the sort of people that are going to go out and try lots of things.
Yeah,
but that's not because of vaping. No, it's because their personalities, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
just like us, we all went out. I don't know about you all. Like you did, John. I know, but I was smoking as soon as I went to secondary school because that's what.
I started smoking when I was 12, and I smoked till I was 31.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was probably the first day I went to secondary school. I nicked some fags off my mum, and was trying them out in the woods.
Yeah. I remember. So I went into a pub quite recently and explained to the barmaid how I knew I'd never been in the pub before for a drink, and I knew exactly where the toilet was. I knew the fire exit was right by the toilets, and next to the fire exit used to be the cigarette machine. In the back of the pub, by the fire exit, and used the fag machine, and you were like 12. So
yeah, you always found a way. Kids find a way. They find a way to get what they want to. They don't know. They're children. They don't know any better.
No, I was a naughty kid, but they're not right.
Here's the thing. Now, there's another thing to throw into this. They like to doom and gloom it as if that's the end of the world if that kid goes on and starts smoking. But you know what? We're still here. We've all smoked. It doesn't kill you if you catch it quick enough and you don't smoke your whole life. You can go and do these things and you'll survive it, won't you?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't want to kind of advocate smoking, but people are this asshole thing that keeps coming up over and over again. It's just it's unfair. Right. This is going to be biased as fuck. This is an article called Covered in Pop-Ups. It's called The 9 Worst Lies About Vaping. I'll give you a few run off here. The 9 worst lies about vaping. Vaping is just as bad as smoking. Let's not go into that boring. Of course it's not. The vaping companies are luring your children. This is American based. So these are the 9 lies, by the way. So this obviously is the FDA prohibits e-cigarette manufacturers from claiming their products are safer than smoking. Totally true. Fucking hell, it's mad, isn't it? Or a tool to quit smoking, smoke free, or even that they don't contain tobacco. So they're being prevented from advertising truthfully about any of the real benefits of vaping. That's in America. Incredible. Where actually the law is currently moving around in the UK. Gary Dibley's watching at the moment. If you're allowed to, Gary, put the advert you sent me, not advert, the photograph you sent me earlier, which was about vaping. If you put it on the page and you'll see what's happening in the UK. Number 3, biggest lies in vaping. Vapor is full of formaldehyde and other scary chemicals.
Only if you burn it hotter than you fucking possibly could.
That is exactly the answer to that one. Line number 4, Big Tobacco invented e-cigarettes and owns the vapor industry. You've actually got quite a good statistic on here.
They probably, you know what though, they probably own the majority of it with these mainstream products.
For right now, they don't. They do own a huge amount of over-counter products, but at the moment, currently in the US, they own 40% of the market. So 60% of the market's floating. Now
that's pretty good going for a couple of years. Of getting stuck into
astounding.
It. They'll be the majority in the next couple of years, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, but let's keep them going. Let's keep them off as far as possible. Number 5, vaping causes popcorn lung. No, it doesn't.
Making popcorn in factories with butter powder does.
Yeah. Number 6, nicotine is as addictive as heroin.
Well, we could talk about that. Don't you think nicotine is highly?
It's highly addictive.
Very addictive. I don't know that people. I don't know anybody who's burgled someone for cigarettes. No, but they're probably still smoking, even if they've given up the heroin.
Yeah, but cigarettes have a lot of chemicals in that are addictive.
Absolutely,
yes,
but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know anyone who's been robbed. I don't know anybody who's for a pack of cigarettes. I don't know.
Anybody?
I'm not saying nicotine is incredibly addictive. I'm still using it now and have been for over 20 years.
Yeah, it's definitely addictive. Anybody else notice that they don't need a vape as much as they need a cigarette? If you left the house with a vape, would that be a big deal?
Absolutely.
No, if you can't do it, you're not anywhere near as edgy as you used to be without a cigarette. I'm not, anyway.
No, I'm not. I mean, I rarely leave the house without a vape, but don't get us wrong. But if I have ever forgot that I've just rushed out or whatever, I don't have to run back. If that was a packet of cigarettes, I would have to. So if that was me smoking, I'd have to run back, get a packet of cigarettes, or go to the shop, buy a packet of cigarettes. I would go out. I would not be popping to buy a blue or a, I wouldn't be buying a replacement while I was out.
I will say, when I was on holiday once, I jammed, anyone will remember these, I jammed the switch on an Enzonic that I had, and I couldn't fucking undo it. It was reverse throw things, and it was fucked. And so I did, but it was like a day without vaping, and so I bought a cigar-like, and it was shit, and then I managed to unlock the switch with the other hand. So I have been quite wanting a vape. That went nowhere. Number 7 in the lies. Exploding vapes. Everybody panic.
This is just the biggest lie of all. And the sad thing is that people in vaping who are supposed to be the advocates who aren't advocates will blame unregulated mods on that.
What I'll do is I'll read the 2 paragraphs that they've got here, which aren't bad actually. It's a pretty garbage article, but the truth is that there has been very few fires or explosions from vapor products, and most of those have been caused by user error, including many from mishandling batteries. Almost all of these accidents could have been avoided with a little education on battery safety. Absolutely. By contrast, fires caused by cigarettes and other smoking cause tremendous damage and death. The National Fire Protection Association estimated that in 2011 alone, 90,000 fires were caused by smoking, resulting in more than 500 deaths, 1,600 injuries, and $621 million worth of property damage. Of course, comparing the level of damage to vape products accidents is never done. It wouldn't suit the anti-vaping narrative.
No, it's definitely abused when there is an incident with a 18650. Basically, that's usually what it is.
Because
there might be 50 fires maybe a year in this country from batteries at maximum.
They don't mention the amount of fires from cigarettes.
No,
comparable. Even though the fire service in the UK have openly said used vapor products don't smoke.
Yeah, it's less hot news than it used to be, isn't it? In this country, anyway. It's not every week there's a 4 volts to the face story. It's now and again now. It's not as hot as it was last year or the year before that.
8. I'm not even going to run through these really. 8 is vaping is a gateway to smoking. We've just done that. 9, flavors are marketed at a marketing trick to hook kids, where we all know it's not that. It's just that adults like.
Guess what?
flavors.
Adults like Haribo.
Yeah,
I
and
do.
adults
I love
like
Haribo.
these. Yeah, and custard.
I like those little egg ones. The eggs are quite good, aren't they? The egg and...
I like fizzy cola balls. Big fan.
Oh, I can't stand those. I can't stand the bitter one, the sour ones.
Oh, they're my favourites.
I'm just a Haribo fan. I think jelly should be a little bit firmer than Haribo. I think the mix is wrong. That's my.
Are you more of a midget gem man?
I'd much rather have a midget gem, a sports mixture, a wine gum. I'd rather have that sort of thing.
I like them all.
Yeah, I would rather have a Maynards over a Haribo.
I like them all.
Just let you know, from the 1st of January, any of the brilliant viewers who are thinking of traveling to Singapore, there is now a total vaping ban in Singapore.
Yeah, but
Who wants to go there anyway?
Yeah, fuck it. I wouldn't even bother. I've connected through Singapore before. But,
It's hardly Asia, is it? It's like this weird place in the middle there, that's clean, and proper, and then you've got the real Asia on either side of it.
Yeah, fuck it. Just grab go. Oh, and there was quite a good bit. There's a tiny little crack of light, which is that Thailand are thinking about reconsidering their current vaping laws, which is illegal to vape and blah 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 blah. But they're going through a consultation period at the moment, and they think they might have got it wrong. So we will see what happens with that.
That's good. That's good.
It'd be one of the first they overturn. It'd be amazing. And the next thing I want to talk about is quickly Gareth Clark. You want to send out some good feelings to that young man. I think he's our little disabled who's on the group. That was a joke, just for the lady who's a fucktard who's in chat. What I did there was I subverted the form. You see, what I did was I used the word.
No sentient beings were harmed in the goldfish skit earlier on.
Yeah, that was also a joke.
Yeah, that wasn't a real goldfish, really.
No, look, it's pretendy goldfish. Bob didn't arrive. Me and the boy, the small person, are going to town tomorrow.
If it was a real fish, it wouldn't be a sentient being.
And if it was a real fish, Jane's arm wouldn't have been going like that, pretending the fish was.
I didn't realise that was the case. I thought.
No, you nailed it. You nailed that bit, but it wasn't a real fish, so you can't have us.
Great acting.
You can't have us.
And yeah, anyway, Gareth's Ghost Gun operation coming up, and just what to say. Hope it all goes well.
Good vibes.
Yeah. Hopefully, the recovery period isn't too long.
No, and now you've got a few squonky bits and stuff to fiddle with whilst you recover. I can't remember what's wrong with Gareth. I know he hasn't got 5. I can't say that.
They're doing something with his discs in his back.
Yeah,
his back.
Surgery.
I know, but you all fucked up the thing I was going to do then. I'm going to do it again.
Right, we'll be quiet. Say it, John. Go on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I know he hasn't got 5. Wait there. I can't say that word and have never said that word because I can't say that word. Anyway, Rich, you're next.
Me?
Yeah, news.
Ooh, I'll give you some news if that's what you require.
Give us news.
Okay. Very quickly.
Oh, you're not. Sorry, I did flip the script. I just read. I said a Rich. I missed the word. Right, yeah. Just work with it.
Oh yeah, Rick, have you got the drive to hand?
Oh, I certainly have, young man.
Pictures on lock. Aspire are doing a squonker.
And I tell you, I've seen this. It looks good.
In what? You've seen it in real life?
No, in this picture.
Just that one picture, yeah.
This is all we have. They put this on their little Facebook, www.facebook.com. is the web address where this was. This is all we know. But I tell you what, I think it looks quite tidy.
It looks like there's a bit of capacity in that bottle for a start.
It looks tall, doesn't it? Unless it's really thin. Could be pencil thin.
Well, it's yeah.
Do we know if
it looks tidy.
Do we know if it's regulated or not?
No, it's not regulated. It can it be?
It could be.
It's not.
I think it looks quite good for a mass-produced one. I think it looks reasonable.
It's got nice curves to it, hasn't it? It's
yeah.
I think it looks quite nice. I think it looks unregulated, but we do not know for sure. And that looks canny. But that's all we know. That's all we know. So stay tuned for more information in the future. But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Rick, I don't know if you
I'm so sorry, Rick. I just fixed my camera.
What?
Sorry. Sorry, Vic. Richard. I just fixed it. Sorry, Richard just commented that I fucked up my camera again, and I had. Back.
No sweat. I'm going to skip to the bottom one, Rick, because I added this pictures of Scott Bonner's mod only 20 minutes before the show, so I don't know if you've got them.
No. I haven't.
Okay, so we've all been messing around this week with t-shirts. There is it officially available? The Elitist t-shirt? Is that available in all good bookshops?
Yes, it's on the merch shop, the merch site now. So
we've all been messing around with t-shirts. I've had a go at a few, just purely for fun. But I thought I'd put them on here because otherwise they'll never see the light of day.
Let's have a look at them, shall we?
So this is the first one. The ideal home show.
I really like this one.
I like this one.
I may have to get one of these.
I think we need Rick's face instead of the Brewdog logo.
It may be a little close to the mark actually having the Brewdog there. Not that we're commercially producing these things, are we? But
we could change the shield to the Ideal Home Show logo.
Yes, I like it.
That's what we do. Do that and make it one colour, and we'll be a winner. Make
just
the blue.
Just the blue.
I think just the white actually. Just
okay.
Yeah. Oh no, but then you won't see the outline of the can. But
I'll think about the
try
one
it
colour
both.
thing. Yeah.
Make one of them that colour and then invert it in Photoshop, and you'll be able to see.
It's an option. We're definitely going to try and do something with this, but yeah, it's just a bit of fun. So, Bryn's put Juicy Fiction on chat. You can't have us because this is merely a picture of a hypothetical T-shirt, unavailable in all capacity. But that's a bit of fun. Next one. I call this one the Puppeteer.
I thought about this one, I thought about the puppet one, and Mark. It should almost be the, the Godfather logo with the puppet. It's a puppet thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you realised though that TJ's controlling Mark, and then Mark controls us?
TJ is an evil dog that controls the whole of our clique.
Yeah, I like it.
TJ is the elitist master controller.
Yeah, prick.
This one again, just a bit of fun. If we were going to do this for real, we would need John Malcolm's intervention.
We would do. John's not feeling very well, so if John's watching, are you feeling better soon?
Yes, yeah. So a lot of work would have to go into actually making that real T-shirt, but just a bit of fun. This was my first attempt.
I quite like it. I like it.
I quite like it, but it's all wrong because we've never really drawn the comparison between me and Vanilla Ice up to this point. But yeah, again, just a bit of fun. Quite canny. Again, could work.
I've got to, because this comment just can't go unsaid. Craig just put in chat. TJ's kennel is called the Upper Echelon.
No, we're gonna get in trouble for saying that.
What? That was the depression of Mark saying those two words. I think I did all right.
I've not only ever heard Mark Todd say them actually. So
yeah, me too.
We're just echoing what Mark the master says. So.
And lastly, this one. This one needs a lot of work.
This one made my OCD kick in big time because you've got too many things not lining up there.
Yes.
You need to squash that font down and make the day bigger and Thursday smaller and make it square, a rectangle at least.
There was, I had a little play with this, and the word Thursday with the "see you next" just doesn't work, and allowing the beautiful James to be in it just doesn't. You can't, when you start shrinking any fonts, you can't see the picture behind.
Oh, I didn't even see James was on the
look at my little face in the U there. Look at that.
Yeah, that. Right, it makes more sense now. I was like, why the fuck have we not put Thursday on one line? Because Thursday is not a thing.
It doesn't work, this T-shirt.
No, it doesn't quite. The concept's not quite there for this one.
I like the idea.
And you can't use the word "C" because obviously you need the letter C.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you should almost have the U on the next line as well, shouldn't you? Really?
Yeah.
But where would his face be?
CUI, the long short next
Well,
yeah.
Maybe you have to make the C as the full width of the other words. I don't know.
It was murder, this T-shirt. Yes, this one definitely will never be available in any capacity. But I don't know. I wanted to somehow capture the moment. So those are the T-shirts. Is it impossible to get the Scott Bonner picture now, Rick? Is that beyond the wit of man?
I think we might be able to do that. You know.
Well, I'll start talking.
Yeah, you start talking. I'll bring it up.
The brilliant Scott Bonner from Turnwood Effects is going into production with this mod.
Yay!
This is Switch Vet Squonker, single 18650, and this was the kind of final draft, final prototype version, featuring all Mod Maker parts. There we go. Brilliant.
I'm very proud. I am that they're in there.
And it's stunning. It's stunning. I think the things that you don't get in real life is just how nice it is in the hand. I think you because it's stab wood and everything, you could make the mistake of thinking it's quite big. It's really small. It's really small. It's only that so many of these Swankers are so small that you think it might be big. It's not. It's so comfortable in the hand, both finger and thumb. It's got all the up to date. It's got your latest bottle. Is that right, Rick? It's got.
Is it a silicone one? Is it?
Yeah. It's got the lovely bottle in. At first, I thought it was tricky to take the bottle out. It's not. It just slides straight in and out because it's got that tube thing going on.
Show me the underneath of that mod, Richard.
So
how far? You see how far that bottle goes up inside there?
Yes.
I've got a 10mm longer Dinky +10 bottle coming that's made for this mod and Mike's. For any mod that's got a little bottle that pushes in like that, it's going to be 10 millimeters longer.
You need to get on the blower, Scott.
He'll know that they're coming.
It's great. There's nothing really I can say other than this is it. I've got one. I really, really love it, and it's brilliant. But I suppose the thing I should relay, because it was Mod Showcase, this mod we were saying before. The thing I would say is that Scott's toying with all the different ideas of how he can put this out there and get this out there and stuff. The one way to guarantee yourself a chance of getting on, there's no lists or anything like that, but you need to join his Facebook group, because anytime he makes one, he's making them, then selling them. So anytime he makes one, if you want to stand any chance of being in any way involved in them, join his Facebook group. Keep up to speed with it. I know he's got 3 on the way, but I think they're already bagged. Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous, absolutely brilliant. Blown away by it. I think it's stunning. And yes, Scott's going at it now properly. He's happy with his concept, and he's
really happy with that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
On the show, and we were saying to him, "Get it done."
To my mind, it's just amazing that you will be able to purchase a mod from the godfather of vaping reviewing. He's now making these beautiful things from start to finish, wood to making the mod and everything, and you can own something made by him. I mean,
I think he's quite keen on that not to be the reason to buy it.
No, well, no, obviously with the quality of the build, but it is still, there's kudos factor there in buying a mod that Scott Bonner's spent love and time building, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And from cradle to grave as well, because he makes the blocks, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, the only other person I know that does that in this country is Chris Scott.
Chris Scott, yeah.
Really?
Chris
a
Scott
few other
McKenna.
people are starting to get into it, but those are the two that are doing it currently.
So it's really special. Get along to Turnwood Effects on YouTube, on Facebook. Make sure you're on there, literally, just so you can see the beauty as it comes out, but also, especially if you are a bit interested in them, because they're so good, so good. Really pleased with it. It's cool. Yeah, so that's that.
If you own one,
Properly.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can be a real elitist if you get one of those.
there's never going to be many of these in the world, and there aren't many better things around. So, Rick, is it time for hot or not?
I think it's time for our new little section we're going to do. We start off slow. We'll grow into this section, and I think we'll just see how it goes. But yeah,
This is the pilot.
This is the pilot of our hot or not section. Oh,
In our bingo.
I pressed the wrong button. Look, there we go. There we go. Look, hot or not. There we go. This week on Hot or Not, we've got two things we're going to talk about. One of them, these are just, I'm going to change this so there's an unprocessed box down here to put these in. But these aren't hot and they're not at the moment. They're nothing because we haven't talked about them yet. But the first one up, let's talk about John's G-Lite V2. What do you think of this thing, Richard?
It's awesome.
John likes it. Okay, so John really likes it. Do you like it that much that it would be red hot, or do you like it?
I'm red hot.
You're red hot. But don't you think it's a ridiculous looking thing? Doesn't that score against it?
What? It looking ridiculous? No, fuck everybody else. I don't care.
Well, for me, it loses points for looking ridiculous.
It's very tall, isn't it?
But that's fine though. I do you know what? I had somebody on Instagram say something similar today, and but that isn't the ridiculousness.
Show us it. Let's have a look.
Yeah, pull it up.
Isn't the ridiculousness even more awesome? That it's fucking ludicrous.
It's extremely well made and probably an extremely good ATI, but it looks
it's really good.
It looks ridiculous.
But what's it relative? Relative to what does it look ridiculous?
Every other atomizer out there on the market.
They all look ridiculous. The people who don't say you're not a vapor, it's ridiculous. They all look ridiculous.
So it's
yeah, but we are vapors, and it still looks ridiculous. It looks like you've got Metal Mickey's penis, but apart from that, it's like there's two windows, which kind of gives you the impression that you've got two chambers worth of juice, and then you've got a whole atty's worth of atty on the top of that two chambers worth of juice. What is going on inside that atty, John? What?
Tell us a bit more about it, John.
So you've got
Just justify the size to us.
So it's basically all about capacity. So running top to bottom, you have steel. There's steel rope up until here. There are
it's just all tank then, isn't it?
6 strands of steel rope here.
Well, there you go. Look, that to me is stupid, right? How much space in that tank are you using up having 6 wicks that don't wick very well? Well,
they do wick.
Of course they do. There's 6 of them.
Fuck off. Steel is a better wick than
you can put fucking something that doesn't wick at all and it'll wick well having 6.
No, if you put cotton, if you put 6 strands of cotton in that, it wouldn't fucking work. You don't need all 6, you need 4. But I just left 6 in.
So how much capacity is in that long thing then?
I think I only got
by the time you've got that steel in there, filling half of it up.
It's about 5 mil, 5, 6, 7 mil.
Is that it? No. I thought you were going to say 15 millilitres or something.
No.
You
probably get an extra 2 mil if you take the 2 cables out, like left in.
A slight curveball in this. I must admit that, like John said, this is Mark's, and you let me have a go at Expo the Return, and it is a fantastic vape.
Oh, there's no question. We know it will be a good vape.
And that is the bottom line, isn't it? It doesn't matter how it looks. If it vapes really, really well, doesn't matter how it looks.
But I can't believe that would vape as well as an RDA.
Oh, it does. It really does.
Well, as well, or better.
As well as a goon.
Well, then why would you want to have that massive thing sticking out when you can have a nice little atomizer like that?
Because you don't have to. There's no squonking.
That's too nebulous a comparison.
It's just there.
Yeah,
you're not comparing apples with apples. So pulling the board back up, where does it go on the board? I think it does lose one notch for practicality.
Definitely.
Maybe it should be in the second bar. The second bar. Just one off from bingo, where it is now, roughly.
Oh, look, something's going
Do you
on.
really think that? You see, I thought you got. There's 3 of you. Remember, you can push it wherever you. I'd like it, but
No, it's up there because you and Mark like it. We haven't.
But the thing is, I like daft things. I wear T-shirts that say "Women's World Wrestling Champion of the World" because I like to fuck people off. So, and I would buy a woman 12 pineapples on a first date because that's brilliant.
I think you have to be proud of that atomizer to be using it, and you got to be fuck you. Yeah, I know it's stupid, but it's fucking good.
Yeah, that is the whole point of that.
I think it's in the perfect place.
It does have to lose points for being a silly looking huge thing. I think
that's fine.
I think it's there.
I think around here
now. Yeah.
All right, I'm happy with that.
It's the fact that it is so unusual, so tall, so kind of industrial looking. You do get points for that. It doesn't have to be all tiny and sleek. Sometimes the other extreme.
Because you get the other thing is you get atomizers that try. You know, like an atomizer that's trying to be cool is the worst fucking thing on the world. It's you're like those fucking adults who try and be cool to a teenager. Like, yeah, I like beanies, and the kid's going, fuck off, I fucking give a shit.
I just haven't been interested in tanks for quite a long time. So to have such a massive thing when you could have such a well, that's not a small thing, is it? I mean, I'm still using 24mm atomizers.
Yeah,
it just puts me off carrying this big lump of metal when I could just have a squonker with a bottle in it.
It's as good as I expected it to be. It's great. It's brilliant fun. It looks mental, but it vapes well. Fuck it.
And it looks very well made as well. It does look really well made.
It's absolutely solid. And if you were going fishing, you wouldn't have to bring a priest with you. Smack dead. So.
Yeah, true. You could easily kill the fish with that, couldn't you?
That's where that is going to live on that board. Then that's fair enough. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we've got one more, and this is one that you're going to talk about, Richard. I think you know about it. We don't, but you can talk about it. It's the Tesla Y. Oh, hang on a minute. Talk about it for a minute.
WYE85. So a little while ago, quite a while ago, maybe 5 months ago, Tesla did a 200 watt mod, and it was the Tesla WYE 200, and it was a dual 18650 200 watt mod by Tesla, and it's made of a sort of a plasticky, moldy thing, and it's incredibly light. They've now done an 85 watt version. The 200 one was very, very popular, as a very nice board on it. And so
it looks quite all right, that mod.
This is the brand new 85 watt.
The colour is unbelievable.
They always send you NAF colours though. Things don't they?
They sell the ones they don't think are going to sell, I think. So it's obviously because of the nature of it being this sort of plasticky thing. It's available in a wide range of colours. The 200 watt one was very, very popular. It came with a tank mine, but I want to discard the tank from the conversation because I don't think Tesla have ever produced a good tank.
No, and I remember the last Tesla I had just pissed out.
The tanks are just they need help with that. But the mod on its own, I suppose. I mean, functionally, TC's fine on it. Wattage output is fine, etc., etc. It's another single cell regulated mod, though.
I think it looks a bastard. I just think it looks an absolute bastard.
It's not the smallest either. When you think that a lot of companies are producing, these sort of things now.
That will last a lot longer though, battery wise. That's got that little one on the left's got or the right has got a lipo in it, tiny little 1,000 mile lipo probably.
Yeah, it's 1,500 allegedly.
Right.
I like it. So, is that available in? That's available in regular colours, rather than white, grey, black, or whatever. Can I?
Yeah.
What's the price, Rich?
It's going to be 40 to 50 pounds.
I don't think that matters.
It's not bad, you know.
I
It's
think
not
it does. If that's 100,
I don't think it is. This was a cool wall. That's not cool.
No,
it could be all right. It could be all right in black.
I suppose the question is this going to be
Well, it's
popular?
hot or not?
Is it going to be
That's
pop?
not hot.
Is it going to be popular? Is it going to be hot? Yeah. Is it going to be talked about? Are people going to be grabbing these, picking them up in their droves?
No.
Are people going to be super excited about another 80-watt single cell regulated mod?
There's nothing new there with that in that respect, is there? You know, it's
there's not. But lightweight, big button.
Very lightweight, beyond lightweight. It's the only thing that weighs the tank weighs more than the mod. That's its sort of gimmick.
I don't know whether I like that or not. To be honest with you, I don't know whether that's a downside for me. I don't like
literally the tank weighs more than the mod.
we do associate weight with quality, don't we? Definitely. There's certainly with the Rogue mods, for instance, the aluminium one never felt right to me, that being so light.
It is rock solid though. It's for me, I don't know if we're pulling the board up and we're placing it. It doesn't do anything functionally wrong. It's got no flaws, faults, problems, marketing issues, anything like that. So I don't know if it shouldn't be right down the not end, because it's not a failure as a device. No. But it feels middling because it's another regulated single cell mod. There's no way this is not going to be exciting the forums and Facebook groups of.
So that's not top then. That's not in the middle.
It's not cold because there's nothing wrong with it.
That's the Magnolia. No, there is. It's nothing.
No, it is. It is definitely middle of the road. It's nothing new.
No, it needs to be right.
I think if there's ever a time to put something smack bang in the middle, because you can't say it's good or it's bad. Because
people might, if it's reliable, people might pick it up. If it's
reliable, it might go to there.
Yeah,
and if it's not,
it's not a Gillette. It hasn't got Gillette looks. It hasn't got. But it's not particularly ugly. It's got a nice big button on it.
They've got everything to lose, haven't they? If it doesn't work well, it's going to go down there.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If it works well, it's going to go to there.
Yeah.
So will we come back and update this next week?
We can move it around constantly as we like. So
okay, cool.
Should we stick it bang in the middle for now? Do you think?
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think hot smack in the middle. It's lukewarm.
Yeah. It's all, isn't it? It's all. It's not hot. It's not.
It's all.
Yes. It's all. People are saying bottom. People are saying right. People are saying in the bin. Schwartzy said if it's average, it's not. It's hot. What?
Yeah, but we have to have a gauge.
Not.
We have to have a gauge of some really bad stuff. We could be saying it's really bad, and it is better than that.
Yeah, it's not the Wismec exoskeleton, is it?
No, that would be down there. That would be down there.
But if you're thinking like bang average,
all right, maybe on the right of the logo then. So
that's what I reckon. That's what I mean. Slightly to the right. It's not.
Should we put it there? It could quite easily jump down to there if it doesn't work properly, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll start there, and we'll see how much interest it gets and stuff as well.
Yeah, if we hear any more about it, we'll.
Oh my God! Just realised it's 9 minutes past 10. Is that the two products we're doing on Hot or Not?
Yes. That's Hot or Not. That's finished. Hot or Not.
Well, we know now that it's 40 minutes past 10, which is getting to know James.
Oh, hang on! You can't just jump straight into that yet. Talk for a minute.
Yeah. So,
well, explain what it is, John.
Well, what it is that James, we kind of surprised the world with Mr. James Blythe. I mean, they were hardly surprised. They knew him, but they knew his face and they knew his moves, but they didn't really know James. And so this is our section, which helps people kind of get to know the inner James, the personal James.
Question. Got to find an answer to the question. Somebody, come on, somebody.
The James Blythe we all know and love, and that's how we do it. We ask him questions, and Richard has a question for him right now.
Yes, James. we know so much about you already, but there is one question that I've been getting emailed. A couple of people tweeted at me as well. Would you? I'm going to get straight into the question. Feel free to take your time with the answer. Would you get off with a mermaid?
Yes.
Getting to know James.
Question. Got to find an answer to the question. Somebody, come on, somebody.
Talking about James, we're going straight into James's news.
Excellent. Hello.
We all feel like we know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mermaid stuff, it's pretty deep, the mermaid stuff, mind.
Yeah, it's very complicated as well.
Well, typically, a mermaid has been a very sexy lady with no legs, isn't it?
Yeah, but how would you go about the act?
See,
Does it work the same?
I don't like give away too much. You know, it's how much adultery can actually be.
You know what you could do? What you do is you just take them out of the water because they grow legs when they come out of the water, don't they? Like in the not a fish called Wonder. What's this mermaid one?
Yeah.
There's that mermaid film, isn't there?
Yeah, Splash or something.
Splash. There you go. They grow legs, so they must have the bits.
That's Daryl Hannah. Look at
Yes,
Daryl
Hannah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh well. Right. Okay.
See why I've had so many correspondence.
Yeah. Especially probably from mermen who were like, "Oh, is he going to come in and?"
Worried because you are a bit piffy.
Yeah. Okay, so my news. I've a little bit of a change to my news. I've sacked one and we've replaced it with somebody else. Okay, so we've got first up, we've got the UKS Awards were this week. UKS Awards, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the UKS Awards, and then I've got a little bit of an announcement at the end. So I've got it's a bit of a list. I'm going to give you a bit of a list. So as you know, UK Squankers had their kind of yearly vote of what was great and what was not, and I'm just going to basically run down the list. So RDA of the year, in third place was the Armour, which is a great rally. In second place was the Sentinel by Hellfire, and then in first place was, I thought it was a bit of a surprise, was the Haku. People seem to like them on UKS. I know they've got mixed reviews here, and they have been subject to a little bit of drama that I shan't discuss here. That was the UK Squankers RDA of the year. If you're looking for an RDA, then perhaps Haku is for you.
Is it the Hellfire site?
I don't know. I think I might have to put the Haku on the hot or not wall one of these weeks, and we can discuss it properly on there.
Yeah, because it's not.
Because I've got one.
Oh,
and I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with it at all.
Yeah, but is it what we think, or is it how much
I think
surrounds the product?
But don't you think also? This isn't a controversy, because the same thing happens with everything. If I owned one and I was trying to keep up the second-hand value, I'd vote for it.
I wouldn't. I've got one, and I'm probably.
Okay. If you
loved a pound note,
I would do it. I wouldn't. I'd give it away because I couldn't be asked.
I don't think it's bad. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good attitude. I don't think it's any better. If I want to vape on a little guy, I've got a Hadley and a Haku in front of me. I'll reach for the Hadley.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a handsome Matty mind. I don't think it's a good looker. I know people might say, "Oh, it's got classic lines or whatever," but I think if you're going to produce like a bead blasted Addy, that's got to be good looking. It's got to be smart looking, and that's a bit too plain to be bead blasted. The Typhoon, I think, is a good looking Addy. It's bead blasted and it gets away with it. I don't think that the Haku is. That's just me personally.
I think it's second-hand value protection. Sorry, I do.
I better flog mine a bit sharpish then.
Get it gone.
You want to buy it? Get in touch.
Get on the classies.
I only want a bit over RRP.
We need to whiz these because I've got some.
Whiz.
Okay, and next one is regulating one of the year. In third place was the Kyo, which I was surprised that the Kyo was in third place. In second place was the Shadow,
I think it's good.
From Hellfire was the second place, and then in first place was something that I'm just not interested in at all, and that is the Palm BF by MM. I personally think and this is, I want to say this.
They're just the same thing almost, aren't they? They're not.
I personally think Chris came up with the design, and Palm have kind of the Palm is kind of copied it a little bit. I think MM have took a little bit of a liberty. That's just my opinion. I don't want to be dramery. I think Chris came up with Chris was first. Anyway, that's the regulated mod of the year. Next was the Mech Fet mod of the year. This is kind of what a lot of people are into these days. In third place was the Venom X, again from Hellfire. In second place was Nigel Moxon's SVBF, which I know has been very popular. And then in first place was the Freehand Stroke the Gloom, which is...
I'm quite surprised with no mention for Dacus or Chris Scott.
I think it was a little bit too soon for the clicker. I don't think the clicker had really come into play then.
I think we can probably say the clicker is a mod for this year, not last year.
Yeah, it was at the back end of last year when he brought that out. I don't think people had them to be able to vote.
And to be honest, Dacus has only just started really.
But again, these votes are always swayed by availability of things, aren't they? They always are. I mean,
same with the hacker.
I don't know how you can compare it to something like the Chris Scott.
And not only that, I will say that
the Chris Scott, the Mike Dacus.
Their vote, they can do as they wish with it. It's fine.
Who are we to argue?
Absolutely.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you guess they are. In my opinion, it is the Scotland group in the entire world. I don't care where you are. It is the Scotland group. And I think you've got the creme de la creme of Scotland in there. So I do take these opinions to be quite a serious opinion. But yeah, in first place was the globe, and I know they've got a great name. The customer service is great. They're a stunning looking mod. They are great, and there's lots of them out there. You know, Dejan is putting them out.
They are great. They are a good mod.
There's been two sad associations within this poll. I'm not going to go for it, but that one.
Yeah, we'll not mention that. But that's the Freehand Stroke Gloom,
that's really fantastic. It's gorgeous. No knocking.
It is a great mod, and they had a few issues, and the customer service was brilliant sorting them out. And that's all you can ever hope for with a small run of things like that. Absolutely,
Limelight have been great. Have been absolutely great. Next is Juice Stroke Concentrate Vendor of the Year. In third place was a little bit of a surprise. It's Ice Cream Man. It's Russell has been a vendor. A lot of people like his juice. It's great. Absolutely. And he's available from a few different people, but just he got his own nomination rather than being, because he's available. I don't know if he's still available on. Anyway,
he is. Yeah, you can buy Russell like
that. On the other two, basically, because second place was just our Nick.
Hey.
I was really proud of that because we're a small company and we haven't been going. When are we going? I haven't been there a year yet, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, and like I said earlier about how I really value Yes's opinion. And then in first place was Chef's Flavors.
That's bollocks.
Who are massive. Who are obviously massive.
We don't know. We don't buy juice, do we? So it's
we don't buy that juice. Tap. It all stinks of wee when it comes from there.
You can't say that.
You're bad man. Anyway, let's move swiftly on. Hardware vendor was next. Now, hardware vendor in the actual list, UKS sales and trades page actually came first. But obviously, you can't really class that because obviously a lot of people get stuff from there on UES. So it was the others that kind of
that's really a tough category, I would say. No.
Oh yeah, really. In third place was Squonk Radar, Stuart's site. In second place was Cheeky Vape, which is Alex's site, and then in first place was a little known website, Modmaker.
I think that's yeah, but I really, I know Rick's
Proud
really,
as punch, man. I'm proud that proud as punch that I've had the support I've had with that business.
Rick, I see the way the landscape has changed is fucking incredible. This same poll, let's take it back 3 years, and where you've got Schmo Vapes, Cloud9, you know, all these ones, and many of them, I'm really sorry if anybody back in the day remembers, but a lot of them worked on a way like what are they called? Fucking hell. You know, pre-purchase things. What the fuck am I? Pre-orders and all this stuff. And we all got used to it. You know, you order stuff and you wait fucking 4 months for them, and then you give them the money, then they give the money to the fucking wholesaler, and then you get it. It's bollocks. And it's so good to see a proper business take that.
It's really nice to see UKS acknowledge the contribution that Mod Maker has made, because all the desired things, all the amazing things feature.
I've only fed off of what everybody has said.
Shut it! You're not involved in the discussion about saying you're brilliant.
I'm pleased though. I couldn't be happy. I never ever as Mod Maker had an award or really been that. We've come up close to getting them, but I'm humbled as usual.
Amazing, honestly.
Awesome.
You're very well respected on well, all over the place, but certainly on UKS. Next was best customer service. Best customer service we had in third place. This is all people that we've kind of previously mentioned. In third place was Limelight, so who came first place with the best FET stroke mech with the gloom stroke freehand. Second place was Nigel Moxon. We all know Moxon is damn good. He's damn good. He'll fix you more. If you've bought an SVB from him 6 years ago or whatever, and you need something doing with it, send it back to him, he'll fix it for you. Nigel, his customer service is superb. And then in first place was Chefs. Obviously people have had issues and they've been resolved quickly through Chefs, and they were best customer service. Next one was YouTube Channel of the Year.
YouTube Channel of the Year
is how I should have said it. In third place was Vape and Biker. Was Dean.
Yes, Dean.
Good on him. Good.
Yeah, in third place there, it gets a bronze. And second place was The Ideal Home Show.
Really?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, iOS, we got an award there.
Yeah. And then in first place, I mean, you can't really go up against this dude. It was the man in the shed. It was the Scotch Shed Man. It was Todd's Reviews was number one.
Of course. He's nearly everyone's favourite.
Nearly everyone's favourite.
The funny thing is,
the silent majority who don't comment is favourite.
We joke about we do piss around with Mark and with Scott and Dean and stuff like that. Without Scott and without Mark, there's none of all this fucking about on the show and all the channels that people watch. They don't, especially the British ones. They wouldn't exist. They just definitely would not exist.
Scott invented the format. Mark took it up and did a lot straight away, early days as well, and everyone else has followed. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mark's a very good friend of ours.
Pioneer.
A legend.
Pioneer. Get a pioneer.
He's just squirmed to death if he's still watching.
He's just turned off if he's watching.
Okay, let's keep it short because I've got other stuff as well. The next one was best of British.
We turn off in 2 minutes.
Best of British was this is British mod makers essentially. In third place was Darren Lyons of Hellfire.
Yeah.
In second place was Nigel Moxon, and in first place was Benji Lint.
I love Benji.
Oh, good. We like Benji.
Yeah, he's been around a long time. I remember seeing Benji's mods on various forums, and is it on?
I mean, he makes beautiful things in a crowd of people who make beautiful things, doesn't he? It's It could have been anyone, but I'm glad it's Benji. He does good stuff.
Yeah,
but
astoundingly modest, quiet, and very, very nice guy. Benji.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He genuinely comes across as being a beautiful dude.
Lovely man. Nice thighs.
And I quizzed him about the name a few months ago. I was like, Osrix, is that anything to do with the band Osrix? And he's like, oh, it is to do with the band Osrix.
Osrix Tentacle.
Yeah.
Oh man, I saw them live years ago when I was a young.
I've seen them live myself. Yeah, I'm an old hippie myself. And Benji appears to be of the same ilk. So I like Benji a lot. Okay, the next one is, we've got two more categories. Penultimate is God's gift to Squonkin. So these are what God's gift to Squonkin. That's probably a good way to sum it up. In third place is the Mod Maker bottles.
Good.
In second place is the Switch Vet.
Herbie.
And then in first place, and this cannot be denied by anybody using the Squonkin, is the Mod Maker 510.
Hey!
Because it has revolutionised the Squonkin game for your little guys and your big guys. It's made a massive difference. It's impacted Squonkin massively, and that is really good. It's a big one. That I think, Rick. It's my flagship thing. It's my proudest moment, probably ever in my business life. I'd imagine that I hit the ground. I hit the ground running with something that was needed, and I made something I wanted, and it worked properly, which is what it had to do. And I'm really proud and pleased with that. And up to that point, you had limited options, and things just didn't work.
I didn't squonk because it didn't work properly for me. It didn't hit well enough, so I couldn't squonk because it didn't work well enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, you fill in these awards, like Rick. To be honest with you, it's a little embarrassing.
I'm going off now. I'll come back.
But I think the 510 is really it is up to now your finest one.
There's gonna be more.
Okay, let's get the last one here. Because we're approaching 11 o'clock here. Member of the year. Remember, this is the UK Squad was member of the year. In third place was the beautiful Frank Higgins.
Yeah,
lovely man. In second place was Dean Johnson.
Yeah. Oh man, we got to say about Dean and his fight. That was top work.
My ribs are nearly cured now. I fractured my ribs, and fuck that.
That's above and beyond what I've seen anybody do on a group. Is go and stand in a ring and fucking fight somebody for charity. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't do it. So he's a better man than me.
He's the originator. He's the creator of UKS, and like I said, he's created a brilliant group. And then in first place is the darling. He's a fan favorite. He's got an encyclopedic knowledge.
I really hope it's who you think I think it is, because I didn't read it.
Of gear and of RRPs. It's John Fripp.
Yeah, he's the perfect height as well. People don't mention it. John Fripp is 5'10.5", which is the perfect height. That is the perfect height to be.
He's a damn fine specimen of a man, and very helpful to everybody, and just a good all-round fellow that contributes to the group a lot, or any group anywhere that he is.
I'm going to do something really embarrassing. I'm going to do something embarrassing for Rape, actually. I'm going to do something quite embarrassing. But if you talk to Rape, and you are, because the Frape is, as we all know, incredibly knowledgeable. I still think of John Frape as Johnny Ears. I can't think of him as anything else, because that used to be his name.
Yeah.
Johnny Ears. If you talk to Johnny Ears, John Frape, ask him how he is. Just stop for a second. Just ask him how he is. Ask him how his week's been, because he's a lovely bloke, and he should just keep take. Just ask him how he is. See if he's having a nice week. That's it.
Lovely man. Helped out. He must have helped out like an actual percentage of the group, like a tangible, like a number, a physical percentage of the group. Be it with advice or gear or whatever it is.
He won nicest member of our group as well. Last year.
Because he's a diamond gazer. He's an absolute diamond gazer.
Brilliant. And he's got a brilliant accent, sounds like that and all, which just makes it even funnier.
So that's the EGS Awards. Okay, so because look at the time, it's 11 o'clock. Okay, next I'm going to run you through my my contribution to. Can you screen share the t-shirts, please, Rick?
Yeah.
The t-shirt designs. So these were some which may or may not. Rich's were awesome. I loved Rich's t-shirts, and here's some that I've kind of knocked up in the last. And they're coming any second now. That's it. Lovely. This is the first one. This is now. Remember, this is kind of an we've used the E word a lot this evening. This is kind of an ironic t-shirt. Look at the font on there. It's taken from what is possibly the most unelitist bit of kit you can possibly buy in any newsagent around where you live. But maybe it's not even newsagents anymore. You get them from the pound shop.
I used to smell. This is the first thing that I vaped on an E-light when I
first thing myself as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, love it.
So we're having a laugh. We're having a bit of a laugh with this one. It's a bit of a joke. It's meant ironically. None of us are actually elitists, as I mentioned last week.
No, I am though.
But well, I mean, you've got the Beagle, haven't you? That doesn't get much more elitist than that one.
I'm pure elitist.
Yeah, you and your tubes that cost £500 a pop. That is true elitist.
I will say, because Craig's just mentioned in chat, darling Craig, ex-host of the Ideal Home Show, this T-shirt was his idea. James did the artwork, but Craig thought of this.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So we will get you a freebie. He just said, "Where's my freebie?"
Yeah, there is one on the way, Craig. There is one on the way.
You get one. You get one.
Beautiful. Next one, please, Rick.
We should say these are available as well, aren't they? So.
That one certainly. The elitist one is available now at www.ilhometshirts.com.
iOS.cottoncart.
That's it.
Squonker.com.
I've got one coming actually. Next
one, we've got the. This needs. I think this might need a little bit of rejigging. This is the Try of Batava.
It needs the hashtag.
Do you think it needs a hashtag? But this is again. It's for a bit of. It's a laugh and a joke. It's just a laugh and a joke. We're just having a laugh and a joke. You can buy a T-shirt with Try of Batava on it. It's just.
Why wouldn't you? What else would you want on a T-shirt than Try Batava?
Such a popular little segment that we're leaving it right till the very end to keep you hanging on, keep you watching till the last minute. Can we have the next one, please, Rick? Oh, this is possibly my favourite. This is Scampy Hut.
That was this the section of the show that won an award? Did it win a viewer's favourite?
No, you won.
Pickled Rick.
Drunk Rick. Oh yeah.
Drunk Rick, but this came like a good second, very strong.
Yeah, that was a good one, Scampy Hut. Richard was ashamed of himself, wasn't he?
Really Scampy at Pizza Hut. It was very funny.
Yeah.
It was that was so dark. I laughed so much. I was like, I watched this episode the day before I did my first episode of the show, catching up to kind of make myself more familiar with what was going on of late, and I sat on my own watching this and wept with laughter. It really tickled me proverbial. Can I have the next one, please, Rick? This one.
Oh, I love that one.
This one probably won't ever see the light of day, but I
haven't just seen it. I haven't seen it before.
I think you've got to do that one. I love that one.
If you're a Rick and Morty fan, this is Pickle Rick, which I've added spectacles and a beard and changed up a little bit. That's Pickle Rick from another show from the award-winning Drunk Rick episode.
Chat really likes that one.
Yeah, good. Okay. Is there another one?
This is what I was saying earlier, wasn't it? So it's actually been done. So good. I like this one. We've got to do this one.
It has. This is the Godfather. This is the puppet master.
Yeah.
This is the
puppet masters.
Hey, look, that is Mark Todd up there.
Yeah.
That's his hand.
And Dean.
And Dean. We should put a bracelet on there, Todd and Dean, or something on the hand, on the wrist.
And that is the last one. That one I think might actually make the light of day possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't put them on the.
I like that. I think Pickled Rick has to make the light of day. That's funny.
That's a reference to The Godfather, if anyone missed it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Which I think has got a dual meaning. What with
It's good.
them chaps being the godfathers of vaping, certainly Mr. Mark Todd. I know we don't call him that. We call Scott Bonner that. Anyway,
We call him the Queen Mother of vaping.
yes. Okay. Next we have. Shall I start listing? We've really run over time.
Do it.
Okay. Next one is the Great Breakfast Debate.
Oh God.
Yeah, we had another.
Can we just do a time check at this point? 6 minutes past 11.
I know.
At the end of this bit, it's going to be 6 minutes past 12.
No. I'm going to be quick. I promise you, I'm going to be quick. So we had.
It's not up to you.
But you
my
can't
friend.
be quick about a serious thing like this.
Like
There's no quickness about it. There's thoroughness. It has to be thoroughly discussed.
Yeah. This needs some time.
We
Get comfortable, people.
we had a debate. We had a sensible, a lively, good. We had a little bit of a poll on the group about what should be on a breakfast. And is there a slide for this, Rick?
I don't know, is there? I've had a couple of gins now. I'm a bit.
Oh, I might need to go into the.
Let me have a look. I'll have a look.
Excellent.
Just screen share it straight off the Facebooks.
No, there isn't anything for that. No.
Okay, let's see if I didn't take a little bit of a screenshot myself. Just make yourself. Nope, I didn't. I took some notes, but I didn't take it. Okay, so I'll try and remember. So we had a bit of a debate, and the debate was about what should be on a cooked breakfast, and we decided that the top. I remember a few of them. The top was definitely bacon. Bacon was
Absolutely
liked by everybody as being the number one. I'm going to try and bring it up here just as I'm talking. As being the number one item. I think second in line was sausage.
obviously.
Fair play.
Yeah. I mean, for me, they're two solid starters. If you're going to put bacon on the plate, you're going to put sausage on the plate. You're pretty much done for me. As long as we've got bacon and sausage, I don't care what else you're adding. As long as it's not too slimy and touching me sausage and me bacon, you can have whatever you like. I'm happy with sausage and bacon. Let's have a little search for a thing. I think next was it possibly fried egg? Was it egg?
You got to have a fried egg on your full English, haven't you?
This is where it gets complicated, though. Were there other egg variants available?
There were other egg variants.
And
I don't think you can put scrambled egg in with as above a fried egg, because that's the sort of shit you get at these bed and breakfast hotels like we go to. They never give you a fried egg. They always make you have a big fucking tub of scrambled egg because it's easy to make.
I have got the list in front of me, James.
Me too.
Okay, good.
So we've got three, I think, traditionals. We've got sausage, we've got bacon, and we've got fried egg.
Yeah.
However,
that's
the
fine.
next one is a little bit of a surprise for me.
I did not tick this.
Me neither. I can see that you did not tick this. We've got toast number 4 in this list.
I think you've got to have a bit of toast, but
No, fuck the toast off.
you've got to have toast or bread. You have to have a toast or fried bread with you.
Fried bread, yes. Toast, no.
But don't you? When I have a full English and it has toast, the first thing to come along is one of the pieces of toast has to go into the yolk of the fried egg, and you have a bit of egg and toast first.
If they say toast, I say, what did you say? I don't fucking want toast. It's
I like
breakfast.
putting my beans on the toast.
Well, you save the last piece of toast for the end, for the mop up and the few stray beans.
If you've got loads of fried bread available, you don't need the toast.
No, you don't need a toast if you've got fried bread. You got to have at least a whole slice cut into two. You need a piece at the beginning and a piece at the end, whether it's fried or toasted.
I would take fried or non-toasted over toast on a fried breakfast. I don't know.
I prefer fried bread. Everyone prefers a bit of fried bread, but it is terrible the amount of oil in fried bread, isn't it?
Crazy ridiculous. It's a rarity.
When I go down the cafe,
it's a rarity.
I go down the cafe with Annie sometimes on a Friday morning, and he doesn't even ask whether I want toast. He just says fried bread and gives me a wink, and it comes with fried bread.
Good man.
Yeah,
good man.
You old hardening of the arteries wink. So that was, I was a bit surprised that had been number 4, and then we had number 5. We had beans.
God, absolutely solid. Have to have beans on a proper full English, in my opinion.
I think that's a bit of a bone of contention with some people. I think some people think beans should not be part of a fried breakfast.
I have to have beans on a full English. It has to be there.
Yeah, I don't want to see a tomato fried or boiled.
Fried tomatoes.
Fuck the tomato.
Yeah, tomatoes gone.
And then in 6th place we've got mushrooms. Now I don't know how many.
I'm a mushroom fan.
How many actual places you want to go down here, because it's becoming just you're going to need a plate the size of the size. I want
to go at least one more, because the next one is very important.
Okay, so the next one is black pud.
Black pudding. It's got to be done.
Some people like it, some people don't. You know, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's a proper thing to have on a full English, I'd imagine. I've
only quite recently, in the last 3 or 4 years, become a black pudding fan, and I adore that stuff now. It's an amazing flavour. It's kind of peppery and kind of irony, and I love it. I absolutely love black pudding. And then we had hash browns, we had fried bread, and then we had our first condiment down at number 9, I think there is there, and was brown sauce.
It doesn't count, but it's not. That's a condiment. And cup of tea can fuck off as well. That cup of coffee, fuck off. It's not part of the.
I have a coffee with my full English.
So I'm not going to just go through the entire list.
No, I don't. But then the Scotch got involved. A tatty scone. What the fuck is that? Some bell end put eggy bread. Fuck off. We're not children.
That would have been a vegetarian. That would have been a vegetarian saying that.
What I'm going to mention is I've got a little bit of a list of some of the ones that were a little bit more surprising. We had 15 people down the bottom who decided that chips,
Yorkshire pudding
would be part of a fried breakfast. Chips are not part of it. I mean, you want a mixed grill, definitely chips. Not a fried breakfast, not chips. We had.
Of course, you saw hash brown.
Yeah,
but I don't want a plate of chips.
Yeah, I'm not against the potato product on the actual thing, but it's got to be hash brown, not chips. Then some of the ones right down the bottom, we had 5 people say Yorkshire pudding. No. That was obviously a joke, reverting back to our previous.
There were a lot of Scotch people put haggis twice. That's the thing with the Scotchies. They're stupid.
Again, I like a haggis. I do not want a fried breakfast.
I like a haggis. They don't want a fried breakfast, you twat.
We had 5 people saying Linda McCartney sausages for those who aren't murderers.
I saw a thing the other day, though. How much of Linda McCartney can there be left to make sausages? Not a lot. It's got to be getting real thin on the ground at the Linda McCartney factory.
I'll just say, think of all those poor pigs that haven't had a life because you're a vegetarian. It might be short their lives, but at least they get a life.
I read a thing as well. I think it was in the Guardian that for every pig saved by Linda McCartney, she kills a human. So I mean, if that's true, and I've got no reason to not believe that,
I've heard the same thing.
That's really bad, isn't it?
That's not. It isn't cool. It isn't cool. We had 3 people saying your mum. We had 1 person saying.
We really need to weed these people out of the group.
I think we might need to do that. We had 1 person saying insulin. We had one banana and coffee. We had 1 pineapple.
Not full English though. Have what you want for breakfast, but this is specifically a full English.
You didn't ask the question, but people don't always answer it. And the last one I had there was painkillers. I presume that's on a Friday morning.
Yeah, that is definitely the Friday morning breakfast.
Yeah, and that was the Great Breakfast Debate.
Right. You have got to get through Triumph Bar so fast that your mind is going to
We've only got
spin.
45 minutes for Triumph for Bar.
Here's the thing.
Everybody vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all.
Beautiful. I have got for you a mega Triumph Bar this evening. I have got.
No, like the wind, Jay.
I have got
29 items we've got.
I have got the biggest Triumph this week because I presume it's because people have been off work. They've just been spotting things that reminded them of you.
47 Triumph bars.
Oh, wait, and some of them are just great. Some of them, I love some of these.
And here's one.
Okay, this is the first one. Look at this. I've got no idea what this is. Some said it might be a bike stand. Maybe it's a magazine. Can it be a magazine?
It's a bike stand. Bike stand.
It's clearly a nice space coil. Yeah.
You see in a bike stand, what is the point of all of them coils? You can get one bike.
It can't be a bike stand, can it?
Or is it a heater? Is it a bike stand or a heater? There's a grid on. What's the grid for?
Underneath. Yeah, it's a grid underneath.
I'll tell you what it could. I'll tell you what I think it is. It's a magazine rack.
Outside, though, an outside magazine rack.
Well, you know, you never know when you're going to need a magazine.
The waiting list in these dentists are long, aren't they?
Next.
Oh, who did that come from, though? Rick, I haven't got my list of names in front of us.
That's Black Mirror. Oh, it says on there. That's all it says.
The one before it. All right. I'll mention the one before we go.
Here's a 510 connector, the one of the old type he's got in the end of that gun.
This is from the first episode of season 4 of Black Mirror. This is one of mine.
It was a good episode.
He's the bloke out of Breaking Bad, isn't he?
He is. He is. Is he Todd or whatever in Breaking Bad?
Yeah, Todd. Yeah, he is Todd in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
In episode 4, they have the guy from Peaky Blinders.
And I literally just took a picture of me telly there.
I took a picture of me telly.
I'm not.
You can see, the lines from the TV, can't you? Yeah.
There was nothing technical about that.
Pop down happy snaps for it printing off.
First one was Ben Harrison, by the way. This one is Chris Bishop.
Yeah.
And this is. I mean, I know these bottles are used for a lot of different things, but that 10ml bottle does not look like a bottle of juice, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? It looks like there's a few brands of juice out there that have got blokes with tashes, isn't there?
Absolutely. And this is more Bros.
Yeah.
Which I think is obviously Moss Brothers kind of rip off. This is more Bros beard oil. And I would almost nearly probably accidentally vape that if I wasn't careful.
I think that'd probably be quite a nice vape. Oh, not a very big picture. Let's see.
This one in. This one is from Colin Durrant. This is a bit of a doubler because we've got a shop here called Hellfire, which is a thing that obviously will remind you of vaping because that's the brand. We've also got a little bit of a pun there. Seals from the Crypt. So the Crypt obviously is, for people who don't know, is where the Franken skull mods are made.
I didn't know that actually.
It's a bit of a double, and he uses a very similar font, very similar font. So that's Hellfire and I'm not quite like.
Funny they both steal the font from Tales from the Crypt.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's a few from them sort of them Hammer House horror movies. Of the 50s and 60s and stuff.
Tales from the Crypt is 80s, James.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt is, yeah. But what I'm saying is a lot of them early films used a similar font. This one is from, who's this from? This is from David Deeren. This is, I don't know who Luke Howard is, but apparently he's a namer of clouds. And he lived and he died right there.
I wonder if he was.
How did he die there, though? I mean, how the hell do you die halfway up a wall? It's quite hard to die against a wall like that, isn't it?
I like the idea that he just stood outside going, "That one, Roger."
He may have catapulted himself against the wall at that spot.
While looking at clouds, I reckon that happened.
Right. Next.
Okay, this next one might require a little bit of zoom. We've got a chap there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's actually, do you know what? I know what it is. Yeah, there's a chap there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a chap there.
Let's do this chap first. Then I'm going to say about the other chap. Do this chap. Oh, I can't move it over here.
No, it's the other chap behind first.
That chap.
Yeah, that chap there. I'm pointing on my screen. That does nothing when I point on the screen. Does that do anything? Anyway,
Definitely
that
not.
chap there with the arrow in there. He's Dean. He's Dean the vaping biker, isn't he?
There's a thinner Dean. That's a thinner Dean. He's a bit.
I think that's actually just the
Thinner Dean. Is that a tablet?
What?
Is that where you take a? If you've got a headache, you take a couple of Thinadines.
Yeah.
Go on then, Rick. Who's
Well,
the other guy?
We've got Joel Seaton there, haven't we?
I tell you what, they're half looking trim. And not only that, even I know how much Dean gets annoyed with people sending in pictures of people with beards and just saying, that's you, that is.
Oh, mate, anytime there's a bloke with a beard and he's fat and he's got no hair and glasses, that's me on the telly.
Yeah.
All the time. Anyway, next.
Next up.
Next one.
This is great. It's Moonshiners, one of my favourite programmes.
This is a still. A still.
It clearly is a still, but it clearly looks like a big atomizer.
But it looks like a giant, that he looks like an absolutely giant. Look at the size of that. That's for the cloud blowing people out there.
And
as it happens, the next one, Rick.
This is great. This one, I saw this one and thought that is a Fast Tech clone 510.
It is. It's just a giant 510.
Almost on a hammer of God that's slightly worn out, isn't it?
What actually is it? Is it an anti-tank block or something?
No, it's a fucking it's a sundial or something on a rock.
Probably built by aliens. Built by aliens.
Aliens did it.
Yeah. That is. I think that's my favourite one this week. Actually, that one.
I've got a big lipo in there. Big lipo in there.
That's not popping out like a Wismec 510, is it?
No.
Oh, somebody's calling it a triangulation pillar. Is what it is.
Ooh, nice. Oh,
well, is it not a sundial then?
No, triangulation pillar.
What does that do?
What that is? I've got no idea where it's
I don't know what that is either. It can't be that because I don't know what it is.
It's good that it's got the thing.
I'll Google it. You keep going. Right. We'll find out what triangulation.
James Hall.
It's a GPRS point, isn't it?
Yeah, that was from James Hall. The previous one was from Paul Everton. The massive Atty, the still was a giant Atty. This one here came from James Hall again. This was a message that popped up on his timeline, and obviously, and I'll read it out. And it says, "I need a dress just like the Moz, the label Seaweed Mini for Saturday. It's completely sold out on MTL. Someone help!" Crying face emoji.
Oh.
And then James went and Googled MTL and shocked everybody on the group. Certainly all of the gentlemen anyway. That MTL. I don't know whether the dress that particular post is referring to.
I don't know. I'm going to quickly jump in. By the way, this is a trig point or
You don't worry about that.
Is a fixed surveying station used in geodetic surveying or other surveying projects in its vicinity.
And nobody was listening to you at all there, John, because they were all looking at the MTL thing.
Oh, there it is again, look.
No, look at that. Look at that. Okay.
Oh. All right.
Okay, a bit of zoom.
It's a lovely dress.
It's a lovely dress, that.
Necklace. Big eyes. Right.
Quite close together, the eyes.
Quite close together. Come on, move the fucking thing over.
Okay, the next one is from Laurie.
Don't.
What's the next one on? Go on, here we go. No. Okay, this is from Laurie and Andrikaitis. It's from Laurie.
Andrikaitis.
And Andrikaitis. We'll call him Laurie. This is a I mean, you don't see many old V's, do you? Look at that. It's an old Peugeot 406.
It'll go like the
I had a 406 once. Yeah.
I bet
That'll
that's
be
noisy,
the original
that's a
HDI
noisy
engine.
RDA. Look at that. We've got we've got the and I think we'll probably get a couple of these as time goes on and I'll run out of
Yeah, that's a good one.
and that is the RDA number plate. And then the last one is one that popped up on my timeline literally this morning. This is a Motorola advert with "What's your mod?" And I was like, "What's your mod?" And I looked at the advert and I couldn't get any more information. It was kind of one of these kind of wacky.
What did they mean?
Something phone related, possibly.
Yeah, modification to your phone or some.
I don't know.
Some happy thing, isn't it?
Who's putting a pug dog on their mod?
It might be their background. Their home screen picture or something.
I was surprised that Motorola were even still making phones, to be honest with you. I thought they'd long gone.
But anyway.
The Razor.
Lovely that. Yeah.
Good mod, that. Good mod. A couple of good mods there.
Yeah, lovely elbows.
And that was this week's Triumph Batava.
Triumph Batava. Very good.
Very good. It was too. A good effort.
26 minutes past 11 by me.
That's demented.
I think we better just call it a night now, don't you? I'll just double up on Showcase next week.
No, I think it's a nice end. It's a nice end.
Okay, do it.
I've already got to do it. I've got to find all the. Okay, I've closed. It's that time, is it?
I will say James is the winner of Who Could Whistle the Mod Maker Showcase theme.
Right, here we go then. We've got a lovely mod to show you this week. 2 mods, actually. 2 mods to do. And the first one is this. Oh, no.
James, you're going to have to whistle. You've got to whistle the thing. He's not done it. Do the whistling.
I've not done it. That's playing. Oh, no, it won't play. Oh,
it's all right. James is going to cover you. Go.
All right, we're going to let this for a minute.
Okay. Will the sound come through, though? It won't come through.
It's a nice dress. It's a nice dress.
It's a good dress. Come on, James Lewis. Right, okay. This week on Mod Shack, I can't do it with him whistling. I can't do it without the music.
Can James is doing the music.
Oh, carry on doing it for him.
I wonder why it's called the seaweed.
Keep whistling. I'm going to change some things.
I can't whistle and laugh at the same time. Everybody feel it
on now?
Oh, wait.
Doobie doobie doo.
He's got it.
Is that
James,
it?
you can quit. Yeah, we've got to go.
Yeah, excellent.
You can do this in under half an hour.
Okay. Right. We've got 2 mods to show this week, and I'm going to run through them quickly because they're no strangers. We do them every week almost now, so it's. I've always embarrassed to show them because they're always on, and you think that we're showing them preferential treatment, but we're not. We're showing them because they're good mods. And this week we've got 2 to show, and this one is from Mike Dacus. And he made this week, and I thought it was very, very special. It's a
I will say, I've
seen a 75C Squonker.
I've seen that in person. Mike came around yesterday.
He's really got this milling down to an art, hasn't he? I mean, look at the clean lines on these things.
Mine's
the bevels on the holes and everything.
Well, I've got a Boggo mod from him, and it's gorgeous. And it's blue, but it's that bluer. But it's fantastic.
Sorry. There you go. Right, yeah, just look at some other pictures. Is it quieter now?
No.
There.
Now it is.
I can't turn it down anymore. Look.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. That's fine.
Something about that track that makes it get.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's a powerful piece. But no, he made this, and it's beautiful, Mike. As usual, we love you. Not only because we're showing it because it's a good mod, not because we're friends with you.
I say Mike dropped it, and he asked me. He said, "Oh, have a look at that," and I had a look at it. He went, "Don't touch the base plate." I was like, "Oh, then have it back." Fucking hell.
Yeah, he does. It's a lovely thing, and it's nice to see. And I think a lot of people are saying they want to see more regulated squonks. Well, here you are. You know, this is going to be the year of the regulated squonker. Apparently,
And,
people are telling me.
And the dual battery. The dual batteries.
I did. Yeah, I'd rather take dual battery over regulated.
I think this is going to
Depends how you vape, doesn't it? Depends how you vape.
In the next couple of months, it's going to get squonked. The RX Gen 3.
Yeah, that'd be good. Right, so yeah, good luck, good work, Mike. We got another one. He's been a little bit quiet recently, but he's making something, and I can't help but think it's sort of inspired a bit like by Mr. Bonner. So it's Aidan Lenane, Mr. Tippy Mods. He's started to put some shape into the boxes.
Yes, very nice.
And I think this is splendid.
Lovely colours as well.
Yeah, all of it's really nice. Yeah, I mean, he's got some. I've got one of his mods, and it's beautiful. You know, and I use it still. It's lovely.
The top actually as well. The top.
I'm really interested. Yeah, I just like the simplicity of the curves on this. I think it'll be comfortable, and he does a splendid job. He really does, and this is more of the same. Really, it's good to see something. The box being changed slightly because everyone's. Well, I'm not saying they shouldn't or anything, but there's a lot of square boxes out there. So to start changing them up and getting some shape into them, I still prefer this format of squonker. I've got to say, I still prefer having a door on mine for ease of changing batteries and things. He's done a cracking job on this one, and I think it's lovely.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
really nice.
It's a
good curves.
You don't see much grey stabilised wood. I don't think it's. I'd love to see
it's a really nice colour, isn't it?
With a transparent. I'm a real sucker for transparent. Stabilised.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice colour there. That's great.
Yeah, great.
Perfect. I could almost say. I love it. Yeah, so really good work, Aidan. Tippy Mods, go and look him up. He makes good stuff.
Well done.
Definitely worth the money. Oh, hang on, just one more. Go, let's see inside, just to show you it's tiny.
Oh, it's very good.
So there we go. That is the mod showcase of the week.
I think at 2 hours and 32 minutes, we're probably done.
So, what do you want to talk about next?
I think we're going to say see you next Thursday and be gone at 2 hours and a half.
I think we should, yeah. We should say thanks ever so much for watching, everybody. Brad will be with us next week. Hopefully, if he's not still ill,
get well soon, Bradley. Yeah, we were kind of pissed around earlier. Bradley, he has been in court, but he's got man flu as well. So
yeah, get well soon, Bragger, and don't forget to subscribe and click like. We're not supposed to say that.
Yeah, do all that. Give us lots of subs. We like numbers, so give us lots of subs.
Yeah, I think I've seen other people say that, so I should probably say that. Yeah.
That's going to be taken personally. That is
like a real YouTuber.
Hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next Thursday. If you're bored enough to watch this,
see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Thanks for watching.
See you those hands.
Thank you.